we assigned each one of ourselves names of different Jaegers, and we would try to do like whenever my buddy who was Chernal Alpha, whenever he made a big move in football, he would just go and just clap his fists together just like Chernal Alpha would do. My buddy who was Strike a Eureka, whenever he did anything big, he would just grab his chest and just push out, just sort of like the titty fire that he would do there. It was just so euphoric to be able to see that and just think back when we thought we were at the top of the world playing football.
But I didn't hear who you were.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was Gypsy Danger.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Wow. No.
I have this character energy over here. Yep.
Dragonclaw, wing and scale. Come now, let's examine a tale of the greatest beast ever considered. Another episode of Big Flying Lizards.
Welcome to Big Flying Lizards, a dragon movie and television podcast. I am your host, Bryce Wilson, and we have a fantastic episode today. We have an ethereal episode. We have a Pacific Ocean episode. But before we dive into that, I'm going to introduce who we have here on the podcast. We are joined by Hannon and Colin. Hannon and Colin are the hosts of Not My Fantasy, a brilliant show where they talk about fantasy and fairy tale films through lenses of plot lines, cinematic aesthetics, and folklore to ultimately ask the question, is this my fantasy? Both Hannah and Colin are masters of their craft where they bring a perfect mix of research and hilarious unfiltered commentary. I had the privilege of being on their podcast recently discussing the 1981 Clash of the Titans, which you guys all should go check out. They are incredibly funny, incredibly sharp, and I'm so excited. Hannah, Colin, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having us. What a loving and lovely intro.
Honestly, I guess masters of our craft, and I was like,
oh my God.
wait, does he know we have MFAs? And then I was like, no, of podcasts. I was like, whoa, thank
Oh my
you.
gosh.
Seriously.
I do my
that's
research. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you guys want the audience just to know about you guys before we get talking about kaiju and giant robots?
I think the most important thing I have to add to this conversation at this moment is that being the old lady that I am, I have a bunch of brooches, and I have a dragon brooch. I never get to wear this, and I'm like, this is perfect. So I'm wearing it as a medallion on my necklace. So there you go.
The tears fill my eyes.
You're welcome.
Yeah. What I know about kaijus is I've never seen this movie, but my name is in the credits of a movie about kaijus. If you see Ultraman Rising on Netflix and you wait till the very, very end, you can see my name.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How were you involved with this?
For my job, I do like facilities
awesome.
at Netflix Animation. So I'm speaking as a private individual. I do not speak for the brand or the company. But at the very end of the credits, sometimes you can see my name in some projects. And that's one of them. It's a great movie. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised you didn't mention that maybe perhaps you might know other things about kaiju because of our friend, a former podcast host from a former podcast we had, Alyssa, also loves this movie, and she's who got me into this movie. So
Me and Alyssa never talked about Pacific Rim.
I'm surprised she didn't force you to sit down and watch it because this movie's awesome.
I mean, I feel like this is a great jumping off point to just discuss what we're actually talking about today.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to just quickly say, guys, if I seem a little biased towards this movie, this is probably the movie that I watched the most that came out between 2010 and 2015. I loved this movie so much. Fun fact, before we dive into it, I had an insanely huge concussion back in high school because I played football, and like to the point when I got hit, my helmet went flying about 20 yards off of my head, and I do not remember anything from the rest of that night. I very intelligently went and saw this movie in theaters the very next day.
So concussion, Pacific Rim.
I think it's a concussion of media, I think.
Concussion.
But that's so crazy. I mean, I feel like this movie does something to me, and perhaps it is give me somewhat of a concussion, but I can't imagine seeing this right after having a concussion. Wow.
Well, my athletic trainer specifically said, do not be on your phone because it's too bright of lights. Do not see flashing lights. Do not be around loud sounds. And you should be lying down and not doing that. So what do? I go to a very bright, vibrant, loud movie about giant robots and monsters fighting each other. So
Yeah.
But if it's all right with you guys, I would love to introduce this film, and then we can get chatting about it before we actually watch it.
Yeah.
All righty. Pacific Rim is a 2013 American military science fiction mecha monster film directed by Guillermo del Toro and screenplay written by Travis Beckham and Del Toro. It is the first film in the Pacific Rim franchise. The film stars Charlie Hunnam, Idris Elba, Riku Chi, Charlie Day, Robert Kozinski, Max Manici, Robert Perman, and is set in a future where the Earth is at war with Kaiju, Colossus sea monster, which have emerged from the depths of the ocean from a portal in space. To combat these monsters, humanity uses these giant robots called Jaegers, each controlled by two co-pilots whose minds meld in a joined mental link.
I would say you're doing a great job. I'm watching Cullen's reaction because I think, did you do any research on what this movie is? And you're just like, whoa.
Buckle up.
Oh, yeah.
Principal photography began on November 14th, 2011 in Toronto and lasted until April 2012. The film was produced by Legendary Pictures and distributed by Warner Brothers Pictures. It was released on July 12th, 2013 in 3D and IMAX and received generally positive reviews from critics who praised the performance, direction, storyline, action sequence, visual effects, musical score, and nostalgia style. While it underperformed in the box office in the United States, it was very successful in other markets such as China, earning $136 million there alone. Its success earned a worldwide total of $411 million in the box office. It is regarded as Del Toro's most commercially successful film to this point. A sequel titled Pacific Rim Uprising was released in March 23rd, 2018, with Universal Pictures as the film distributor. Now, Colin, I am so excited for you to be able to watch this because this film is everything and anything a high schooler could have possibly wanted back in the day.
Yeah.
There's post-apocalypse, kaiju, robot colossus, mind melding, all that. There's Guillermo del Toro, famously my dad. He called me son once when I helped him validate his parking, officially making me his child and a Nepo baby. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why you're in so many credits.
Yeah.
I mean,
Go ahead, Hannah.
I was just say you are actually making a dream of mine come true. Every time we do a movie on our podcast, I'm like, man, I wish I could watch Cullen watch this movie, and you're making that come true for me. Thank you so much.
Dreams come true, baby.
As long as we get him staying in that seat, not moving for the next 2 hours, we're golden there.
Yeah.
There is some fun facts I did just want to talk about this film that is fun to go into knowing. Because of Del Toro's anti-war stance that he has, he refuses to give anybody in this movie any military standings. So you'll notice that they're called Rangers instead of like soldiers, and they're called like the director of the program rather than a general because Del Toro did not want to give any Western attention to any of the people that are involved. He just has a principled anti-war stance. He obviously loves the aesthetic of scientific military looks, but did not want to give any military that sort of clout basing off of that, which I think is actually very admirable, especially with, I think 2013 was a very much like rah, you need to support the military no matter what. So kudos to him for doing that there.
Yeah,
kudos.
For sure.
I mean, we love an anti-war stance. We support anti-war.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Yeah.
We're pro anti-war.
But before we get diving into this movie, do you guys have any initial thoughts, questions, concerns, excitement in general for this amazing film?
No, I think I'm ready to gear up and hop into a freaking Jaeger. Let's go.
Hey y'all, let's do a 3-way mind meld over here and watch this film. There we go.
When I was a kid, whenever I'd feel small or lonely, I'd look up at the stars, wondered if there was life up there. Turns out I was looking in the wrong direction. When alien life entered our world, it was from deep beneath the Pacific Ocean.
That makes
A fissure
sense.
between two tectonic plates. A portal between dimensions.
This is the real big one that's going to happen.
Breach. I was 15 when the first kaiju made land in San Francisco.
Wow. Cars. No.
Here, real quick.
By the time tanks, jets, and missiles took it down, 6 days and 35 miles later, 3 cities were destroyed. Tens of thousands of lives were lost.
Oh my gosh.
Memorialized the attack
Obama.
and moved
Oh,
on.
this was an Obama era film. Yes.
An Obama
And then-
cameo there.
Only 6 months later, the second attack hit Manila.
Haven't the Philippines been through enough?
And then the third one hit Cabo. And then the
Cabo.
fourth. And then we learned this was not going to stop. This was
We
just
are
the
the world.
Yeah. Oh
the
my
world
god.
coming together, pooling
This feels too real. Oh, someone's gonna die.
A lot of people are going to die. This is a war, Cullen.
So, like they said just a little bit ago, I think we were talking, but to actively work one of the Jaegers, they have to be able to mind meld together, because if it's just one mind, the human brain can't handle doing it. So they have to mind meld with somebody that you're very close with and can like almost predict each other's movements with.
Oh.
So a lot of times it is family members that they're melding
Okay.
with, because
Yeah,
that's
if you remember that one pair, they were twins, but it was probably just the same actor. He do it Lindsay Lohan style, you know.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it's crazy. We finish each other's sandwiches.
And on that note,
And on that note,
There are things you can't fight, acts of God. You see a hurricane coming, you have to get out of the way. But when you're in a Jaeger, suddenly you can fight the hurricane. You can win.
I don't think
That's
that's true.
Yeah, I'm like, that's what Bridget Mendler was singing about.
Level of inland! 7 miles up acreage, sir! But we won't even make it past the shallow! No, we won't! What about that island? 3 miles east? No, it's 2 miles, sir! 1 mile, sir! It's getting closer! It's closer!
Kaiju or the Jaeger? With swimming. Oh, he's gonna move the bow. Punch. Wait, this looks really like a really fun.
now I just want you guys to imagine having a country watching this for the first time.
Having a concussion. This is giving like a, was it not Just Dance? Yeah, Just Dance, or like a We Fit.
Huh?
Yeah, blast.
Discharge reading, sir. Plasma cannon to shallow shell, 7 miles off the coastal line.
Gibson, what the hell is going on?
Job done, sir. Lit it up twice. Back our 5th kill.
You disobeyed a direct order!
Respectfully, sir. We intercepted a kaiju and saved everyone on that boat.
Get back to your post now!
Yes, sir.
Kaiju signature rising.
Wait, they're in trouble because they saved the boat?
Yeah, they didn't want to risk the Jaeger to just save 10 people on a boat.
But they still won.
Well, it's not over.
That's what he says. Yeah, it's not over. Wow.
Left arm's gone cold, sir.
Oh, our table. It's broken.
Attack took place. The Kaiju in less than an hour.
In less than an hour, they broke through the wall.
Not Sydney or Nar.
That thing went through the wall like it was nothing.
Hey, we're working on a wall.
Piloted by Herman Tuck Hansen,
That's-
then
they-
finally took Reese down.
God, there's so many hot guys in this movie. I forgot. Yeah. Titty cannon.
It's so frustrating because I do feel like that's what would happen. They'd be like, we're going to build an ocean wall, and then they break through it in 2 seconds.
Yes, government dollars hard at work.
Yeah, Australians are all hot. I think it's something in the water.
It's something in the water. Something in the Vegemite.
Yeah,
It's the fact they're all criminals. That's why.
Penal colony energy.
yeah.
Boy.
What was that train song that was like Angel in the Water, Mermaid on the Beach?
Looking sharp.
You remember that?
Long time!
5 years, 4 months.
Not
probably
sure.
know
Husband's
it.
Daughter. I thought Love Without a Reach. Okay, let me find it.
Step into my office, Mark.
Step into my office.
I want to find you.
I found you a new roommate.
I found you.
My travels to the wall, chasing shifts to make a living. What do you want?
Spent the last 6 months activating everything I can get my hands on. It's an old Jaeger, Mark III. You may know it. It needs a pilot.
I'm guessing that wasn't your first choice.
You were my first choice. All the other Mark III pilots are dead.
It's a great way to start off the conversation.
Can't have anyone else in my head again. I'm done. I'm still connected to my. Can't go through that again, man. I'm sorry.
Haven't you heard, Mr. Beckett? The world is coming to an end. So where would you rather die? Here or in a Jaeger?
This song is called Mermaid.
Cool.
I
Hong Kong Bay, Shatterdome, Jaegers station. Shatterdome, that'd be a great name for a club.
I'd be surprised if it's not one.
New York's hottest club is
It's
the Shatterdome.
Yeah, they have kaiju and robot themed like dancers, go-go dancers.
There's just a reserved table for Del Toro at all times.
Absolutely. I think he has a 51% stake in the club.
Okay, we got hot girl with umbrella. We got
Classic
hot boy
character
working out.
archetype.
Yeah.
Hot girl with umbrella.
Beckett, this is Marco Mori, one of our brightest. Also in charge of the Mark II restoration program. She personally handpicked your co-pilot candidates.
I imagined him not so hot. Mr. Worldwide.
Flirting.
He'd been around the world, don't speak the language, but we don't need explaining.
Go to the facility first and then...
In
So
Game of Thrones, he was one of the, oh my god, Castle Black
he's the
guys.
defectors.
Yeah.
He led the revolt against Mormont and
Yeah.
took over Caster's Keep.
And Castor, gosh, Kellen's never seen Game of Thrones. Okay, so
Oh, never mind.
TLDR, this guy sucked
Okay.
because he had a lot of daughters that were also his wives.
Oh.
And
He's like
then
that guy in that Airbnb movie.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then the guy that we're talking about took over that and treated those women even horribly than their father husband did.
Did he attack Sansa?
No.
Or are there just
he
so
never
many
met
rapists on
Sansa.
this show? That...
There's so many
Everyone's
rapists on
rape.
the show. Yeah. But fun fact, I think this is where these two actors meet in this movie. And then that guy goes on to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And one of my favorite episodes of that show, Flowers for Charlie, which is a spinoff of Flowers for Algernon. And it is so funny. So definitely check that episode out.
I've been meaning, I just have not found the time to watch Always Sunny, but it is definitely on my watch list to be able
Absolutely.
to get that go.
But also Charlie Day with the tattoos, hot. Hot.
With the kaiju tattoos.
Yes, he loves kaiju.
Second hottest Luigi, you know?
I'm sorry, who's the first? Are you going to say John Leguizamo?
I was going to say Mingione.
True. An actual Luigi.
I'll just highlight what Nana's saying over here real quick.
Agreed, hot.
It's one of the biggest Category 3s ever. He was 2,500 tons of awesome.
That's also the guy who killed his brother.
You know, whatever you want to call it.
Excuse him. He's a kaiju groupie. He loves.
Shut up, Herman. I don't love them, okay? I study them. And unlike most people, I want to see one alive and up close one day.
Trust me, you don't want to.
Damn, I'm wet.
So that's your research division? Things have changed. We're not an army anymore, Mr. Beckett. We're the resistance.
Mr. Beckett.
Shatterdome.
Now this is giving Amazon vibes.
Yeah, this is an Amazon warehouse.
This is giving Rise of the Resistance the Star Wars ride at Disney.
Reset it after every kaiju attack. Keeps everyone focused. The frequency of attacks is accelerating.
How long till the next reset?
A week. We're lucky. My
Damn.
next there'll be a kaiju
Me on the
attacking
road.
This complex used to lodge 30 Jaegers in 5 bays, just like this one. Now we only have 4 Jaegers left.
Damn.
I didn't know it was this bad.
It is that bad. Crimson Typhoon, China, one of the greatest. Assembled in Jiangsu, full titanium core, no alloys, 50 diesel engines per muscle strand. Deadly precise fighter. She's piloted by the Wei Tang brothers, triplets. Local
Triplets.
They successfully defended Hong Kong port 7 times. They used the thundercloud formation.
Oh yeah, triple arm technique.
Very effective.
Ballers.
That tank, last of the T-90s, Cherno Alpha. First generation Mark I, the heaviest, oldest Jaeger in the service, but make no mistake, Mr. Beckett, it's a brutal war machine. And those two, Sasha and Alexis Kaidanovsky.
Yeah, I've heard of them. Perimeter patrol, Siberian Wall.
And they're watching.
Russians.
Of course. Siberian.
White,
specific.
blonde. Yeah.
Yeah.
Evil twins. They're giving evil twins.
They're just Russian.
They're just Russian.
Evil twins.
love a
Russian
wipe.
husband and wife, same thing.
Welcome to Hong Kong.
Sir, we've hit the breach before. It doesn't work. Nothing goes through. What's changed?
I've got a plan. I need you ready. That's all. Let's go, Hub.
Throat. What that breach actually looks like. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it's not too far off.
So what we could say is that Pacific Rim is actually a coming of age story over here.
I mean, a little bit. How old is he? 35? Coming of age still, I guess.
35. 28.
Okay, Nana.
Or we did. Happy Pride Eve.
Happy Pride Eve. Oh my God, yeah.
Shout out to the gays. Yeah.
Put your cookies out for Elton John, everybody. Put your
Yeah.
cookies out.
That's so funny. Oh my God.
All right.
Let's continue before.
Back into the breach. Well, who's
He was
that
one of the
Elvis?
controllers.
Okay.
Not Elvis, but
He looked like Elvis.
he's
a
an
little bit.
impersonator on the side.
Showing has-beens like me around? That can't be it. You a pilot?
No, not yet. But I want to be one more than anything.
What'd your simulator score?
51 drops, 51 kills.
That's amazing. But you're not one of the candidates tomorrow?
I am not. The Marshal has his reasons.
Yeah, he always does, doesn't he? But with 51 kills, I can't imagine what they could be.
I hope you approve all my choices. I've studied your fighting techniques and strategy, even Alaska.
What do you think?
I think you're unpredictable. You have a habit of deviating from standard combat techniques.
You know, because his collar's pop.
Injure yourself and your crew.
He's a bad boy.
Those eyes, oh my.
Thank you for your honesty. You might be right, but one day when you're a pilot, you're gonna see that in combat, you make decisions.
Oh, he just has a stack of photos?
That's all he has left of his brother.
That and the memories of him dying.
Oh, God. Where do I know her from?
Here, I'll look up.
I feel like I've seen her in something. Oh, she's gonna watch her be shirtless. Classic. That's cinema, baby. Just like in the Aragon movie.
And peephole. Oh my God.
And closes the people.
What
He
a
did that on
loser.
purpose. He took the.
Oh yeah.
He's
They're
like,
flirting.
yeah, he's like, I'm gonna give you a taste, and then I'm
Here's
gonna.
one thing.
He doesn't want to be sexualized. What are we talking about?
He listened to How to Be a Heartbreaker by Marina the Diamonds, and it's like, yeah, gotta be looking pure, leave them wanting more. Yeah, she wants to meld with him.
Vengeance.
She wants
Perhaps
to
in more
melt
ways
him.
than one.
Colin, did you see 47 Rowan?
I didn't either.
Is that when they're in? No, I'm thinking of a different movie. Where they're in the bunker? No.
No, it's like a samurai movie that the Americans put on.
He doesn't eat. That's why he has those abs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Potatoes, peas, sweet beans, decent beef, mashed potatoes. Rally's my son Chuck. He's my co-pilot now.
He's more my co-pilot, right, Dad? So, you're the guy.
This guy hates his son so much.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Yeah, like
When was the last time you jockeyed, right? 5 years ago. What have you been doing for 5 years? Something pretty important, I reckon.
I was in construction.
Wow, that's great.
building
That's
a
really
wall.
useful. Yeah. We get into a fight, you can build our way out of it, eh?
That's annoying.
You're Pinnaco's bright idea. My old man, he seems to like you, but it's guys like you who brought down the Jaeger program. To me, you're dead weight. You slow me down, I'm gonna drop you like a sack of kaiju shit.
Who talks like that? Who talks to other people like, hey, I just met you, but you're everything wrong with the world? I guess he's like a Republican or something. I don't know.
I was going to say he's a rugby player in Australia.
Yeah.
I went to high school with a few people like that.
Yeah.
Okay, what? You don't like them? I thought you selected them personally.
Excuse me?
Every time a match ends, you make this little gesture, like you're critical of that performance.
It's not their performance. It's yours. Your gambit. You could have taken all of them 2 moves earlier.
You think so?
I know so.
That this movie focuses so much on the physical fighting and not like meditation as training.
Well, I will say this. There's a reason that Idris Elba was so resistant to her jumping in. I really think it's just because he knows that there's trauma tied there. I mean, this is going to be a little bit of spoiler for you, Colin, but we're going to find out that he has a little bit more knowledge of her backstory than the other characters in the show.
Yeah.
But let's meet the best character in the movie.
The bone
my God.
slums, my God.
That's also that's an event at a gay bar. It's called Boner Slums. Yeah. One of the boner slums.
But that's why it's called the bone slums, because they just built it around a set of bones.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
I love the guys are just staring at him.
Yeah, they're like, we're not going to point to where the sigil is. We're going to make him find it.
Bone powder? No.
No, people get high off that, I'm sure.
I think I said. I see. No, thank you. I'm looking for Hannibal Chow.
Come, plenty of hotel, huh? Good luck.
Wow. Why is this not a ride?
Hotel?
God, this
Yeah.
That's a lip lamp.
This is the queue to the ride.
The lobby.
In mint condition? Is that a Kaiju skin
And you hear the
parasite?
same 30 lines from Charlie Day just playing and playing until you get on the ride.
Yeah. Yeah.
You couldn't keep them alive.
You can if you're soaking with ammonia.
Dude,
Oh my gosh.
the design is so sick.
Looking for Hannibal. Who's here?
What Riz?
I aspire.
I really can't say.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's great. That's real great. So I take it you're Hannibal Chow,
I
right?
like the name. I took it from my favorite historical character and my second favorite Szechuan restaurant in Brooklyn. Tell me what you want. Or I gut you like a pig and feed you to skin louse.
Beautiful. Why is there not a psychologist on staff?
It's the end of the world. They don't need no psychologist.
Mental
Government
health
budget.
issues haven't been invented yet.
You two are a goddamn disgrace.
Maybe they just quit every single 10
You gotta
minutes.
get it from Here's the thing,
Yeah, they're like, it's too much. You're not paying me enough for this.
So you're just here to be an antagonist,
Why
bro.
don't you just do us all a favor and disappear? It's the only thing you're good at.
Stop now.
Yeah, that's right. You just hold back your little girlfriend. One of you bitches needs a...
She's not my girlfriend.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll never be Robert Irwin. He's a delight. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. He's angry in the smoke.
Apologize to her.
What's going on? On your feet, both of you!
Beckett, Maury, into my office.
Hey, this is over! Run you for Christ's sake! Why don't you start acting like
I know it's not the actor, but he's giving such vibes of Daryl's brother in The Walking Dead. I can't remember his name.
No.
The guy who chops his own hand off to get out of the handcuffs.
Yeah, it's gonna bother me. I'll think of it.
You grounding us? Not you.
Why?
Permission to be dismissed, sir.
Mission grant.
Mako.
Sir, what are you doing? She is the strongest candidate by far. What other options do we have? Huh? Tell me.
Do not let my calm demeanor fool you. Ranger! Now is not a good moment for your insubordination. Mako is too inexperienced to rein in her memories during combat.
That's not why you grounded her. I was in her memories. I saw everything.
I don't care what you think you saw.
Oh, this girl, baby.
Her acting is so good.
Where is she now?
The dead kaiju.
Yep. Sorry, guys. Looks like my services.
Idris saved her.
Yep.
She's like a daughter to me. It's like DJ Roomba.
Just like DJ Roomba.
Yeah.
It's like,
He
did you
touched
just
him.
touch my suit?
No touchy.
Not
You raised her. You're not protecting her now. You are holding her back.
One, don't you ever touch me again. Two, don't you ever touch me again. Now, you have no idea who the hell I'm story. All I need to be to you and everybody on this dome is a fixed point. The last man standing. I do not need your sympathy or your admiration. All I need is your compliance and your fighting skills. And if I can't make myself clear,
Yes.
Don't piss off Idris Elba.
Ooh, a juice box.
Mm.
Capri Sun at the apocalypse.
No, like the
You need-
plastic jugs of juice. That would be awesome.
Oh my gosh, this is like that part in Mean Girls. He has to go sit in the bathroom.
My name is Regina George.
Drift.
I mean, you're not wrong. They have to go sit next to the Jaeger.
Yeah,
That's the bathroom in this version.
yeah. Gender neutral bathroom.
Fear, it's pain, it's helplessness, and that. You know, you live in someone else's head for so long. The hardest part to deal with is the silence. To let someone else in, to really connect. You have to trust them. And today, the drift was strong.
Today the drift was strong.
That's the response to the wedding vow is we're drifting pad up to a strong.
There needs to be an X-rated version of this movie like yesterday.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh.
That's not it. Okay, also, can we quickly pause?
Yes.
Because he did just call him a moron. And he's absolutely right. Because I think Charlie Day is probably one of the worst people to have drifted with a kaiju because he's a scientist within the organization. So he just sent them a bunch of information.
Or he's the best because he is like an idiot after all and probably sent him useless information at the end of the day.
True.
That's why I would be a great spy. Like, tell us everything you know. I'd be like, I'm kind of confused.
Yeah.
There was the email had a lot of words in it. I didn't read it all. Yeah.
There was no TLDR.
emails that are tagged in.
Yeah. I only read when I'm directly tagged in, and I don't believe in using AI, so I don't read an AI summary. So if it's too long, I'm just not getting information. Yeah.
Well, I also can relate so much with Charlie Day there, where he's like, it's classified. I can't tell you. It's really
But I'm
cool,
gonna
though.
tell you.
But I'm going to tell you mine as well.
Because it's
Mine as
cool.
well.
It's the end of the world. What are they going to do?
It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine.
Mm.
Chicken Little, yeah.
Great
Little.
movie.
That looks kind of like the crab in Moana.
Shiny.
Yeah. Some key differences. Ooh, slice. This would be so fun at a Dave and Buster's. Like you're in there and you're going slice.
Yeah, like a DDR.
Yeah.
DDR, but you're a Jaeger fighting kaiju. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. No.
I just love that the Russians have special fists, and that's all their special ability there.
Well, they're the first and oldest Jaeger.
Yeah. I love the design is very minimalist. It's giving Soviet era, even that's been over for a long time at this point.
Jesus, can't just see me and watch him die. Come on! Screw this! Listen, we're moving in now!
And they're gone.
Oh no, the triplets. They're ballers. They lost one. Is it acid?
Turn off! I've been hit with some type of acid!
It was the type of acid.
Need it back up immediately!
Hold up, Shadow, run away!
Oh, there's two. Oh my god.
It's almost as like the kaiju know how to fight the Jaegers at this point.
Well, that's a comment that I don't know if they've made it already or they're going to make it, but they know where the humans are.
Yep.
And
Yes.
they can target that at this point.
Yep.
I think they said that at one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do actually really love that aspect of it. And when we do get to our discussion portion, there's a whole similarity between Evangelion. Have either of you seen the TV show Evangelion, the anime?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I'll be nerding out then quite a bit during that portion, and you guys can be like, oh, wow.
Yeah. I've seen 2 animes.
The whole thing or just 2 episodes?
One was, I think, one season, one was a whole thing.
Now, I have to ask before we continue, what were those 2 animes?
Yeah.
It was The Rose of Versailles.
Okay.
Which is about like Marie Antoinette and this cross-dressing soldier woman.
Naturally.
That's so up Cullen's alley.
Yeah, it's about the whole French Revolution, ends with the Bastille and everything. And then the other one I watched was called Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun. It was about this guy writing this like romance manga, and like this girl, they were in high school and she had a crush on him and was interning for him. And our friend Alyssa, my roommate at the time, was watching it in the pandemic, and I was like, I want to watch this because you're watching it. And now I want to know what happened. It's cute.
Nice.
She never told him about her crush. She almost did at the end, but she didn't.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
Guys,
Story
life
of
is
my
short. Tell your crushes you like them.
Because you never know when water's reaching the reactor.
If you take anything from this episode.
Yeah. You don't know where you're going to drift, baby.
All right, let's continue.
Water's reaching the reactor.
Oh my God.
They're gone.
The Australians.
And there they go.
But it'd be hard to body slam into water because there's a cushion. Yeah, it's like body slamming someone at a trampoline park. Titty blaster that. You're getting electrocuted?
An EMP.
Right now.
Power's off.
Jaegers electrical circuits. The hell is that? Explosive. Never seen that before. Explosive. You're adapting. This isn't a defense mechanism. It's a weapon.
Give me striker.
Nothing, sir. The Mark is digital. It's fried. It'll take me 2 hours to reroute the auxiliary. All the Jaegers think that they're digital.
Not all of them, Marshal. Gypsy's analog. Nuclear.
Now, how come this defense system is only we're either doing a wall or we're doing soldiers? Why can't both be an option?
Because that doesn't make for a great story.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, a medieval castle, you have the wall, you have the archer, and then you have the knights that can ride out.
Or, as Nana says, government budget cuts.
What else are we budgeting for?
Doge came in and said that there was just too much money going.
Oh, yeah, I guess all the money has to go to pedophile cover-ups, but...
Hey,
We have to put an allegedly on that?
I don't know if we need to anymore with the
Who
amount of
knows?
evidence. Hey, if that's what brings down big flying lizards, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
No, Gold Star, yeah. Purple Heart.
Purple Heart. We'll have a Viking funeral for you.
Yeah, here, Nana, we go down with the ship.
Yeah.
With the Jaeger, so to speak.
Yeah, R.I.P. Cherno Alpha.
I'm a doctor.
I'm a doctor.
But wouldn't he be bringing people them straight to the people because he's mind melted?
Well, just wait and see.
Andromeda.
It's not emergency power. No, I gotta try something else. No! Don't disengage!
Daddy.
Get out of the field, man! Do it!
My eye. It sounded like he was saying, my eye! My leg!
Right outside!
Daddy,
You gotta
no.
get out of here now! I'm not doing it!
Daddy, no.
You and I are the only thing standing between that ugly bastard and the city of 10 million people. Now we have a choice here. We either sit and wait or we take these flare guns and do something really stupid.
Really stupid. I can't do it. The Australian accent is an enigma.
It really is.
Just give me the gun.
It's like a mosquito bite.
I think we just pissed it off! Yeah, you. All right, Marco. Get ready. This is for real.
You ready to dance?
Yeah!
Come on, Dover. Move your blooming ass.
Well, he gone.
Oh, slip and slide. One time in middle school, a kid was trying to do a your mama joke to me. And he said, your mama's so fat, she uses freeways for slipping and sliding. And I was like, what the fuck? I mean, I didn't swear, but I was just kind of like, what? And I realized, he was from Poland and he was mistranslating like your mom uses highways as a slip and slide.
Sick.
But I just, for slipping and sliding, I was just like, okay. I didn't get it.
That's when you would respond to okay, Poland. Okay.
Right. And then years later, it connected. I heard the actual joke and I was like, that's what he was
Your
trying
brain
to
drifted
say.
with the joke and the meaning came to you.
Yeah. The drift was strong that day. Ooh. Together. All right. Hop. Ka-chow. I'm adding my own sound effect. He's got the horn. What's the helicopter doing? That's just distracting.
Elbow rocket.
Boom. Because it powers the punch. Bash. Take a bash at it. Punch. Oh, he's got doodlies. Oof.
Hang on, Marco!
Wow.
Oh, wow. He's a thick one.
Get it! Down! Clear! Empty the clip!
And arm gone. Do you think you could fight a boar?
What?
As a person? I feel like this is fighting a wild boar, just as yourself.
No, I don't think I could do that. Boars are very mean.
Yeah.
They're very big.
Yeah.
Colin, if you would have watched Game of Thrones, you know that's what started the war that destroyed Westeros over here.
Literally.
Was a man trying to fight a wild boar.
Oh, hunting?
Hunting, yeah.
Oh, Baratheon, is that how he died?
He got overconfident, tried to fight a boar by himself, and he got got.
And he was really drunk, so...
That'll do it. Too many cold ones with the boys because his wife was fucking her brother. It happens.
Yeah.
It happens in a lot of hunters' families, let me tell you that.
Yeah, and whether or not the Lannisters paid the boar to kill Robert Baratheon, is the jury's still out on that.
I think I know which one I'd be putting money on happening.
Wait.
If the test doesn't fit you.
I think this guy's dead, but let's check for a pulse.
Okay.
Goofy.
No pulse.
That's so funny.
No pulse, right? Or is it a Charlie?
The scene. Jesus Christ.
Silent. This is like that one War of the Worlds.
Oh my god, this isn't refuge. This is a betrayal. He knows I'm here. He knows I'm here.
He knows we're all here.
You don't understand. He's trying to get me.
Oh my god.
Check him out. The Kaiju wants a little dude.
My glasses.
He is yeah, Velma
Jinkies.
over here. He is real dumb.
I love that they got Charlie Day for this role.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. That annoying plastic, right? Yeah. As a kid, you have a plastic spoon, you're trying to get to your Jello. Yeah.
As a kid.
Yeah, as a kid, that was yesterday for me.
Shaking. That's true. Last Pringle. Oh my gosh. It's like the Avatar sex things.
Sure, yeah.
It touched it.
What'd that tongue do? Mm.
Yeah, what does that tongue do?
If
A
you
lot of
go-
different things. Oh, he's got a ship.
It's their version of give him the chair.
Yeah. Bonk.
Give him the Freightliner.
Bonk. Yeah. Bonk.
Mm-hmm. Cargo ship to the face.
It's got a scorpion grabby thing. Kind of like a Scorpiog.
It's a Scorpioc for me.
Hop, hop, hop. Where's it going? Platin.
Can't pinpoint it. It's moving quick. Keep your eyes open. Chopper, do you have a visual? Oh.
So many neon lights. I was thinking of Blade Runner 2040.
Hey, Helen, imagine having a concussion while watching this.
Oh my god. I think that was some permo damage right there.
Is there a lot of complaining about myself over there?
Bing bang bong. There's acid. Don't let the acid hit you. Oh, it's gonna burn that little building. You have to get it before it can recharge. It has a certain amount of turns.
Yeah.
Bang, bang.
Press the colon on the left leg.
Dex save thing. Dex save thing.
Oh, it's gonna grab. Ooh, frozen. Ooh. That's the same tongue it licks Charlie with. Oh, it's on top. With wings? It fly. Oh my god. Why?
That's a big flying lizard.
That is.
That's the name of the show.
What's above the earth?
Can it withstand the atmospheric change?
Maybe.
No. The answer's no.
Well, they're losing oxygen. Sword. Oh, damn. Yeah, it was pretty flaccid, but it got hard just in time.
50,000 feet to ground contact.
Oh, they're coming in hot.
They...
Altitude.
Never mind. I have to suspend my disbelief. I have to suspend my disbelief. If I'm disappointed in the movie and I can't suspend my disbelief, there's something wrong with me. That's on me.
Yeah.
What do you say? This is the most realistic thing in the movie.
I'm like, they're up in like the atmosphere. They have passed the atmosphere, and I'm like, there's no way they would have any joint movement. They would have frozen because it's so
it's a
cold.
robot.
But that's why they have like special things on rockets and stuff, because like they get frosted. They need to, and I'm like, but rockets don't have arms, right?
Not
but
yet.
again, this is on me. Okay,
Yeah.
this is on me. I followed the rabbit in my head. I exited the drift. It was too strong.
Drift is
I
too
just followed
strong.
the
Hey,
rabbit.
if we've learned anything about this movie, do not follow the rabbit.
Do not
Don't follow the rabbit.
Do not
Yeah.
follow the rabbit for longer than 5 seconds, or you'll not have a good time.
Mhm.
It's your only chance!
It's your only chance.
Too fast!
Okay, what are they?
We're coming in too fast! We're coming in too fast! Brace for it, Michael!
Oh no, the football field.
Oh no, the football field.
Oh no, our table.
The real tragedy of this film.
I mean, I am just thinking about like, how are they going to fix any of this? Like, this is
The amount of urban destruction.
is just like this whole area of Hong Kong City is just decimated.
And
like,
that's a very densely populated city.
yeah, they said 10 million people. And I mean, like people who can't get to the shelters, they're definitely dead, but their homes are gone. I mean, giant buildings. I mean, there's no way to recover from that. Like that just becomes like like a Chernobyl dead zone, basically.
Now, I was going to say, you'd think the cities would have adjusted, but like the world is flooding now and the cities are not adjusting because government budget cuts. So,
yeah. I'm also thinking something else that I don't know if they mentioned in this movie. Maybe it's mentioned in the second movie, but like these creatures are probably giving off some sort of radiation signature. And so like these places are irradiated as well. So this is like a Chernobyl site.
So because I'm not going to cover the second movie because it's just that bad, but
yeah, love yourself.
Exactly. Charlie Hammond, the main character guy, they say in the second movie that he dies of radiation poisoning.
That's right.
Because of just the kaiju as well as
being next to a reactor inside the thingy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I would say that the second Pacific Rim is actually indeed worse than the Aragon movie.
Yeah, that dragon is a cool dragon. The way the dragon's animated in the Aragon movie is good, and it has Keep Holding On.
Is it?
A banger.
I think you and I talked about how I did not like Saphira's design. I thought it was weird.
But she was animated well. She moved well. Because I feel like the 2000s have the best like CG, like Narnia. Yeah.
Yes.
But the overall design, didn't like it. But the actual technical movement of it, yeah, sure.
Hannah, when did you first watch Pacific Rim?
I first watched Pacific Rim. It was our friend Alyssa that we mentioned a couple times. Shout out to Alyssa. We were in grad school, so this would have been 2016. And she was like, have you ever seen this movie? I was like, no, I loved Guillermo del Toro, though. And she's like, you're going to like this movie? It was like, this is the greatest movie I've ever seen. So yeah, it was probably 2016, so a couple years after it came out.
No, I mean, I'm sad that you did not get to go see it in theaters because this was an amazing film to see in theaters, even though
you had a concussion.
Well, I did actually go see it 3 times in theaters because I loved it that much.
Yeah.
And I lived really close to like a dollar theater as well, so I got to go see it in the dollar theater.
I'm glad I saw the second one in theaters because it's like I did kind of get a little bit of that magic in theaters. But yeah, the story from the second one is not as good. And just the characters are way flatter. It's because they recast a lot of, well, not recast, but they brought in new blood because Charlie Hunnam didn't want to do a sequel.
No, and Del Toro didn't want to be involved with it as well, which
yeah,
that really hurt it as well.
Because John Boyega was starring in it, and I think it was one of the first movies he produced.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I went to see, to support him, and I was like,
I do love him. Yeah. He was one of my favorite. He was in the new Star Wars, and I really liked him. And then they're like, actually, sorry, everyone's racist, so we can't do anything with him.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, damn, well, I did actually care, so fuck me then.
He was all right in that movie, but at the same time, like, it was just such a dumpster fire that the only part that was like a redeeming quality was Charlie Day. And even then, like, that was a little too much for me.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and get back into the drift.
And everyone clapped.
Literally, this is a Reddit everyone clapped moment.
Just like a plane landing.
Oh, people did that in France. I was like, in France? They're going to kill you here.
I was like, yeah, they're going to literally send you to the guillotine if you do that.
Yeah.
Go to Dr. Carson now!
Yes, sir!
I want the 2 remaining Jaegers back to 100% functionality!
Yes, sir!
We're gonna harvest the skin, the talons, and the wing. German's gonna go nuts for that stuff.
He's going to open the door and Charlie's going to be there.
Here's where the kaiju fell.
It's like you can see into the future.
Okay. Guess who's back, you one-eyed bitch? You owe me a kaiju brain.
We did it. We saved the city.
They did kill 2 kaiju at once.
Yeah. We did it, Joe.
Joe.
We saved the hot Aussies.
True.
Respectful nod. Respectful nod.
But not an apology.
He's a man.
You know what? So true.
That's the best you're going to get.
A nod. Well done.
Out of us all.
Out of him.
Harsh as it sounds, there is no time to celebrate.
He's not wrong.
We lost 2 crews. No time to grieve. Set that clock.
Is he bleeding a little?
He's bleeding.
Like Leona Lewis.
Set the clock.
But it's not love he's bleeding. He's bleeding his own blood. And no one makes him bleed his own blood.
Ooh, goopy goop. These creatures, like, this is very Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Like harvesting everything and
little
skin bugs.
Like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Is very what?
Neon.
Yeah.
Guardians
Yeah.
Space. I mean, it could have been eaten.
That was definitely the plan. Lucky for you, that didn't become necessary.
Okay. Thank you so much. You're so kind. I really appreciate all of this. But now, do you mind telling me exactly what is taking so long for your workers to get that brain?
Well, they pumped the cavity full of CO2, just like in any other laparoscopic surgery.
Okay, yes, obviously. The CO2 is going to delay the acidic reaction, yes.
And it allows us to harvest. But our boys need oxygen pumped into their suits. They move slow. What's going on in there, boys?
We've reached the upper pelvic area, moving to the 25th vertebra.
Goopy.
Even through the chute bush, it smells like dead catfish in here.
This is kind of like the opening of Baldur's Gate.
The secondary brain is damaged. It's through it. Wait, Wait.
Weird feelings again.
Why wait? It's like a heartbeat. Oh my God, this can't be. Hold on. Hey, let me have it. Listen.
They're gonna get gooped. This is gonna be like Katy Perry at the Nick Teen Choice Awards. It's pregnant. No, baby, it's pregnant. Oh no, it's a baby.
Umbilical cord.
No, I don't like this. No, it's gonna. Oh gosh, catch up on the cord.
It's just a baby kaiju.
Baby, don't get close. He's gonna touch it, then it's gonna go and then die again.
I knew it. Gone. Lungs weren't fully formed. Umbilical cord tied around his neck. No way he could survive outside the womb for more than a minute. One look. That's all I needed. I knew he wouldn't make it.
Sure, Jan.
Ugly little bastard. Anyway, I was.
Yummy.
He's sick.
Damn, that's an 11.
That porta potty ass sink.
What's to tell? You know, them Mark ones, we scraped them bad boys together in 14 months. Last thing we were thinking about was radiation shielding. I ran nearly a dozen missions. Stayed under the medical radar for a while, but the last time I jockeyed was Tokyo. I finished the fight solo, but for 3 hours. They warned me if I ever stepped foot into a Jaeger again, the toll would be too much.
So he's got radiation.
You and I are the only two that ever ran solo combat.
And he was a solo pilot.
For several hours.
What is it?
Sir, it's happening. I just got 2 signatures on a president dilation. 40-meter spikes.
What category?
Checking the ratios, category 4.
Dilation.
They're not heading anywhere. They're hovering just above the breach. It's like they're protecting it or something.
All right, Gypsy, Striker, on deck.
Sir, Bert cannot ride. His arm.
You heard me.
2 signatures. 2? There are 2 kaiju signatures in the breach, not 3 like I predicted. Hermit, I haven't exactly had a very good day, okay? I got about...
Not 3 like I predicted. Okay.
Well, numbers are the closest to the handwriting of gods.
Okay, he's giving Rapture predictor.
Oh yeah, he's trying to figure out like the patterns they can try to like actually fight back.
There is only one way to make sure.
It's like when people are like, every empire only lasts 200 years, and you're like, what's the exact numbers on that?
That's what the units do.
Show me God's handwriting on that.
Yeah.
You're serious?
What's an empire? What's a fall? Define your terms.
You would do that with me? Well, with worldwide destruction, a certain alternative. Do I really have a choice? And say anything, my man. We're going to own this bad boy. By Job, we are going to own this thing for sure.
Enemies to lovers.
Yeah.
Suit it up.
Yeah, I'm aware of that, Elvis. I need to know what's going on.
You said suit up. So suit up.
He called him Elvis.
Yeah, like me.
Dad's hurt, so who's going to be my co-pilot?
Is it Robert Irwin? No.
I mean, you know, hot.
Yeah. I mean, he's been sexiest man of the year.
Yeah.
Multiple times, right?
Yeah.
Once?
Did it include the year he was in Cats?
I forgot that he was in that.
Getting into one with Killer.
Yeah. I just think for a second.
Who else was in that? Jason Derulo,
Jason
right?
Derulo, yeah.
I'm following the rabbit. I have to stay focused.
There'll be plenty of times to follow the rabbit. Don't you worry. We're almost there.
A single tear. It's like Arwen.
Everyone,
Here's to looking at you, kid.
listen up. Today, the edge of our hope, the end of our time. We've chosen not only to believe in ourselves, but in each other. Today, there's not a man nor woman in here that shall stand alone. Not today. Today, we face the monsters that are at our door and bring the fight to them. Today, we are canceling the apocalypse.
Hell yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Cancel culture.
This is when it was born.
Cancel culture is back, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Canceling the apocalypse is such a great line.
Yeah.
It's like it's a calendar invite or something.
Yeah. Cancel this meeting.
Great speech. How's that you and I supposed to match up in there? I carry nothing into the drift. No memories, no fear, no rank. And as for you, well, you're easy. You're an egotistical jerk with daddy issues. A simple puzzle I solved on day one. But you are your father's son. Mostly.
Egotistical jerk with daddy issues. It's giving his Tinder bio.
I was just gonna say, if I had a nickel.
Yeah. Filling up Hinge right there.
You drift for someone, you feel like there's nothing. I just don't want to regret all the things that I've never said out there. You don't need to always have. Hey, handsome. Stacker, my son, you got it. My son.
That's my son. This is like Chicken Little.
Did have a very good time.
Oh, smooth.
Yeah, the soundtrack slaps.
Initiating neural handshake.
Ironically, the worst part of this movie is the acting, in my opinion, but we can get into that later.
He's bullied. He's cool. Eyeballs. Ooh, ribs. Ah, forms. Okay. Skellies.
Are you okay? Yes, of course. I'm completely fine.
Gonna throw up.
There's a toilet.
Convenient.
The drift. You saw it. Yeah. Did you? Listen, we have to warn them. The Jaegers. The breach. The plan. It's not going to work.
Disengaging transport.
the plan's not gonna work. When I saw him throwing up in the toilet, I was about to be like, oh my gosh, that's my ex. But she's actually very lovely and doesn't deserve that.
But you still said it.
It's like the nebulous joke ex.
Yeah.
Like when you're like, oh, my ex, and I'm like, but if I actually think about my ex, it's like, no, she's not a toilet.
Control head, check confirm, sir.
2 active still in circle formation with 1 quadrant. Codename Scunner, Kaiju. Both category 4.
Roger that. Half a mile to the ocean cliff. We jump. It's 3,000 meters to the breach.
Half a mile! I can't even see a damn instrument! How are we supposed to deliver the bomb?
Fish.
Ability 0.
Switch your movement on your right. 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock!
100 feet radius.
Bogey on your tail.
Right flank's clear. I got Dustman. Left now. I'm moving fast. Fastest Kaiju on record. I don't see anything. It's moving too fast.
Eyes on the prize, Gypsy! 600 meters from the drop!
Jump. It's like whenever my cat jumps, I'm like, jump. So I'm like, you jumped.
Bogies are stopping.
Oh. There's more. Multiple.
1 o'clock.
Marshal, what are you doing?
They're stopping. Why the hell were they
I
stopping?
don't give a damn, sir! We're 300 meters from the jump!
Something's not right.
Striker, the bogey's not forward. Take the lead now.
Don't do it! It's not gonna work!
What do you mean? What's not going to work?
Sir, just because the breach is open does not mean you're gonna be able to get a bomb through!
The breach genetically reads the Kaiju like a barcode at the supermarket and then lets them pass.
Okay, so you're gonna have to fool the breach into thinking that you have the same code!
How are we supposed to do that?
By making it think you are a kaiju!
You have to lock onto the Kaiju, write it into the breach. The throat will then read the Kaiju genetic code and let you pass.
If you don't do it, the bomb will deflect off the breach like it always has, and the mission will fail!
All right, now that you heard all that, Striker, take the lead.
Sir!
Now that you heard all that.
Signature, looking for the breach.
It's a triple event.
But I was right.
How big is
He
it?
was right all along.
Category 5.
Striker, it's category 5. The first ever.
Legit just got chills. That's how much I love this movie. First ever Cat 5. Let's go.
It's got 10 teeth.
It's got a lot going.
All right.
Striker, we see him. We're right behind you about 100 meters. We're gonna come around you 3 o'clock, try to flank him. Standard 2-team formation. Just keep him busy from here.
Ah! Bop it. Oh my gosh, all the tenties. Oh no. Oh no, they're losing an arm. Step it.
What the son of a...
Ride him into the breach.
Gypsy, coming up at 12 o'clock. Full speed! Get out of the way!
Do it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's giving St. George.
The release is jammed! We can't deliver the payload, sir! We're still on! But the hull is compromised! Our systems are offline, sir!
Oh gosh. Flopping. The fire? Oh, is it going back into the breach? You gotta ride it in.
Both Kaiju, convert to a striker, fast!
Oh, dear.
On, Striker! We're coming to you! Gypsy! Do not come to our aid! Do you copy?
Hang on!
Stand as far back as you can!
We can still reach you! We're coming for you!
Riley, listen to me. You know exactly what you have to do. Gypsy is nuclear. Take her to the breach.
I hear you, sir. Heading for the breach. Now.
Take your helmet off?
Listen,
That means he's serious.
you can finish this. I'll always be here for you. You can always find me in the drift.
That's so sad. You'll be in my
We're a
heart.
walking nuclear reactor. We can destroy the breach.
Find me in the drift.
What can we do, sir? We can clear a path for the lady.
They're gonna detonate the payload.
Well, my father always said, if you have the shot, you take it. So let's do this.
He's losing his son.
It was a pleasure, sir.
Damn.
Oh, I forgot about this scene.
Fluid loss.
Systems are critical. Fuel's leaking. Her right leg's crippled.
Code red.
Let's finish this.
All systems.
What are they doing?
Finishing the mission.
Lucid! We have the Kaiju carcass. We're heading for the breach.
Wow.
You guys better be right, because one way or another, we're getting this thing done.
Yeah, you are. Oh no!
On my count. Rio jets. 3, 2, 1.
Jets!
Michael's oxygen is down. Half capacity. Can you reroute on it. I'm trying, sir. Hold on, Mako. I'm gonna burn this son of a bitch.
Last breath. Into the breach.
They're in. They're in. It worked.
Oh my gosh.
Oxygen main. Left hemisphere. Critical left. Operating at 15% capacity. 10% capacity. 5%.
Giving her his oxygen.
That's love.
Hemisphere. Oxygen.
It's okay now, Mako.
Critical left.
We did it. I can finish this alone. All I have to do is fall. Anyone can fall.
Riley, your oxygen level is critical now. You don't have much time. Start the core meltdown and get out of there. Do you hear me? Get out of
Her
there
escape
now!
pod.
Will she get through?
All pod is ejected. No
Only
detonation.
one way to find out.
Still hear me.
I'm initiating. Reactor override now.
What's going on?
Trigger's offline. You have to do it by hand.
He's up. Yes. Now.
Manual override initiated. Core meltdown is zero.
It's dilating.
This is so stressful. Oh, that's gonna be the longest minute of his life. What's? Oh, the little alien. Oh, because they're trying to eliminate the humans so they can. Yeah. Eee.
3. Now.
Direct hit. The bridge has collapsed. To the top
Yeah.
of the world.
To the Jabpas.
To the choppers.
Wow. Movies are so back.
Movies from however many years ago are so back.
2010 is so back.
2010.
Damn. Yeah. Season 2 of Glee. Wow.
Vital signs are good.
Triggered.
Survived.
Second pulse.
Wow. She a badass. Pop it out.
Can't find his pulse. I don't think he's breathing.
Anybody's pulse.
Riley?
You'll see her pulse.
Riley? No. Don't go.
Don't go. They never even got to. Oh my god. True. But I need this for them.
You're squeezing me too tight.
What did he say?
You're squeezing me too tight.
There's some of his like uniform for a second. Wow. I love happy endings.
But we lost Idris Elba.
Marshal Hercules Hansen.
The breaches. Bam. True.
Yeah. Doomsday clock.
Yeah.
Don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
We've done one
R.I.P.
hot Aussie.
The scientists did it together. And the dog was there too.
The dog is there too.
The choppers are on their way. Just hang on.
All right.
Do you copy?
Sorry, Cullen, it doesn't happen.
What?
And I can tell you why it doesn't happen. I think it's like on IMDb that they're not kissing, they're hugging. Is that Charlie Hunnam kind of has like a germ thing, and so he didn't want to kiss. And I'm like, you know what, that's valid. I don't, we want it, but we don't.
Is that why
need
he's
it.
not in more movies?
I don't know.
Because that guy, I'm like,
But
next
that
action
was something
star.
I remember reading on IMDb like a while ago, but because I also was like, I'm sorry, why don't we see them fucking on that raft?
You just saved the world. You
The
sealed
way
the breach.
I would be drifting.
Yeah.
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 After
Yes.
that.
Yeah. I guess so. Her dad figure did just die, so that's. I don't think she's
yeah.
fuck ready, but definitely kiss ready.
Yeah.
I mean, in Game of Thrones, they literally have sex on their father's coffin.
Yeah, but those people are depraved beyond God's light.
And you're telling me that somebody in an apocalyptic world.
Yeah, there's a. Yeah, I think Apocalyptic World has a little more togetherness than what's that place? The Song of Ice and Fire. The land is Westeros. Yes,
You got there.
I got there because it's Western Europe. Westeros.
And we all know Western Europe is just depraved. So
Tell that to most of the world in the 15, 16, 17, 18, 1900s and 2010s. 2000s, yeah.
All the centuries.
Hannah, obviously you've seen this before. Colin, this is your first time watching. Overall thoughts on just seeing it just right off the bat.
Colin, you first.
Whenever you count us down, I feel like I'm an iCarly, and Freddie's counting. We are an iCarly without the foot pedo. And the movie, for first witnessing it in like a live stream where we're like supposed to kind of be talking over it, which is not always the most optimal way to view a movie, I was still pretty invested. I was still invested in the action sequences and what was going on. I was interested. I may have notes, but my first mental connection is the movie Nope with Keke Palmer and
Daniel Kaluuya is in it.
Daniel Kaluuya. That movie, I was like, I had thoughts and questions after, but in the climax, I was very invested. And I think that is usually the sign of like, your movie is getting a passing grade. If I'm watching the climax, I'm like, oh no, what's going to happen? That means like, it a movie. As anyone who watched the live stream could see I was stressed, anxious, concerned, proud of the dog, all the emotions that one should have.
I think that's perfect. That's perfect.
I haven't seen this movie in quite a long time, and so it was not like watching it for the first time, but just kind of like remembering, like, God, this movie's so fun. And also, like you said, the investment is, again, like, I know how this movie ends. I remember who dies. I remember all those things. But the movie does such a good job of making those emotional connections and then making them pay off. Like, even the Australian father and son, where, like, we don't get too much, but we see a little bit, and then, like, we have a payoff with them. A lot of movies don't give those C-plot characters that much emotional investment. So, like,
Yeah.
the emotions are there. It's not just like a bang 'em up, fight 'em movie. It also has heart.
Well, and even to that point, I think it was Nana in the chat that was saying that the younger of the two Aussies, he was almost like an antagonist throughout the duration of the movie. And even though he was just an asshole all up to that, he almost had that redemption arc without actually doing anything different from what he's been in the movie. And I think that just sort of speaks to how well that it just flowed and just that emotional investment. And I don't know. I'm a sucker for the spirit of the will of the human mentality. You might say just how humans, like, there's several movies where humans just overcome such incredible odds. You see it in Lord of the Rings. You see it obviously here where they're fighting these others that are around them. And it's just such a amazing experience to be able to see that and push through. And even though, like, I've seen this movie dozens of times at this point, I still just loved every second of it. And obviously, I think I mentioned it during the actual stream, but the graphics still hold up. They still look amazing. And it's such an amazing visual movie.
Absolutely.
Is there any other thoughts that we want to go over before we dive into the individual chapters?
I don't think so. I mean,
yeah, I think anything I can say for the chapters. I think the most important thing to establish is the lead guy is very hot. And I
Charlie
think,
Hunnam,
yeah,
who is not American. I think he's British. He was
that sounds
in
right. Yeah.
You hate to see it.
He was in Sons of Anarchy, so he does know how to do an American accent. Was it a little flimsy in this movie? Yes, it was. Do I forgive him? Absolutely. Those abs.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to the words out of his mouth. I was looking at his
Wow,
hair,
objectification.
eyes, arms. Yeah.
I will say, I wish that Idris Elba was the narrator in the beginning of the movie rather than Charlie Hunnam. Like, I feel like Idris Elba would have done such a better job because I don't know what it is about his voice, but it's just, I think he's trying too hard for it to be American.
Actually, that I note about the narrator is something we can get into, but I feel like this movie at times maybe loses sight of who its protagonist is.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And we're getting into that push and pull right there.
Well, before we get too pushing and pulling into here, I'll go ahead and have us dive into chapter 1, if that's all right.
Yeah, let's do it.
All righty. Chapter 1, The Rise and Fall of the Jaeger Age. Colossal, extravagant monsters known as Kaiju emerge from a portal at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean, devastating coastal cities. In response, humanity unites and starts the Jaeger program, giant mechas operated by two co-pilots mentally linked through a neural bridge called the Drift. Brothers Yancey and Rayleigh Beckett pilot the American Jaeger Gypsy Danger against a Category 3 Kaiju named Knifehead. The monster tears into the cockpit, killing Yancey. Rayleigh, enduring an immense mental trauma of the solo piloting, manages to kill the beast and guide Gypsy Danger to shore before collapsing. 5 years later, the Kaiju are growing stronger and the Jaegers are rapidly falling. World leaders are abandoning the mech program to fund a massive coastal defense wall. When the Kaiju effortlessly breaches the wall in Sydney, Australia, striker Eureka manages to stop it, proving that the walls are useless. Marshal Stacker Pentecost gathers the final 4 remainder Jaegers at the Hong Kong Shatterdome for one final desperate stand.
You said so many sick and awesome words in a row that just like remind me of how cool this movie is. Yeah, I think like this first whole segment does such a good job of setting up the world, the stakes, the science, and like how much they've already learned about the kaiju. It's so well done. Like you're thrown into this brand new thing, but you feel pretty stable in it because you're like, I have all the information I need.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of questions. And again, as a first time viewer, I'm just kind of like, okay, the kaiju come out of the portal. They tear up the city. They try and build a wall. Dumb.
So dumb.
The chopped apocalypse is here. Oh my God.
We talk about walls always work. Name me one instance in history where walls have never worked over here.
Let's think. The opening intro of Mulan. What siege was it? Was it Bordeaux?
Oh, you're
There's
talking
a
about French
siege
history.
I was reading about in the 100 Years' War, and we're out of, we're gonna lead these people out. All the poor people gotta leave. We're running out of resources. The English will just let them through, and the English were like, no, and then they all starved. Yeah, walls didn't help.
I think we're just picking choosing from history over here.
Yes. Well, I can remember off the top of my head after 2 glasses of wine. Not 2. I'm literally 2 sips of wine. 2 sips of wine.
No, I also really do love, and I know we laughed about it at the beginning, how commercialized the Jaeger program became. Like they were doing shoe deals for Jaegers, which to me, that's sick as fuck.
Dude, oh my God. The world building is also so weirdly specific. The shoes, like the merch, the toys that obviously you have like cowboys and Indians type thing, like you did in that era, like those kind of old school toys. And it's like we've taken a tragedy and toyified it. But it's like that tracks with history. And of course that makes sense. But it just again adds to the realness of the world is just, it's so good.
Now, why, maybe this is something I forgot. Why did the Jaegers just kept losing, and then they're like, they don't work, we need a wall?
Yeah, so a ton of the Jaegers started getting killed off, and that's why they decided to pivot and have the wall. Because also it's worth noting, and I'm the nerd. I read the novelization that they released at this point because, and it is pretty good. It's very
I want to
interesting.
read that.
It's because the category 3s actually had a hard time going up against the wall and they weren't able to penetrate the wall. It wasn't until the category 4s started coming out that that's when the wall became useless. So that's why all the governments were coming out and saying, hey, if it's keeping out these category 3s, like might as well, like let's just keep going with this.
But that's what's so interesting is like if you're just going to replace potentially funnel all the money from the Jaeger program into building a bunch of walls, it's like, okay, like you think the walls are going to keep them out, but what's the option if it doesn't? And then you don't have Jaegers anymore. And then it's like the contingency plan. And this isn't to say that, like, I don't believe this would happen. I absolutely believe that if this was happening, that would be a decision. This is exactly what would happen. It's just, I think, again, suspension of disbelief, but I think maybe it is, I just need 18 books to go into more of the world and more of the other characters that are kind of like behind the scenes of the politics of this too, because I also find that very interesting.
Now, so other times walls didn't work. It's been coming to me. Helm's Deep, they eventually blew up. Game of Thrones, didn't they all get back? All the winter came.
True, they did climb a wall.
They did
That's
climb the
true.
wall, an ice wall. What was the other wall I was thinking of that didn't?
The Berlin Wall.
The Berlin Wall. Yeah, I mean, I think I guess we can stick with those. But I was saying that, like, I think we said in the live stream, like, you need archers on the wall, or you need knights that can come out when the wall's failing. So if you have no backup plan, you're just
mini Jaegers.
Mini Jaegers
Manning the wall.
Do you remember the movie Nimona?
I do.
Yeah, that like they had the big wall that they were to keep all the monsters out, and it was actually all just like propaganda.
Yeah.
I did not see that movie, but it sounds like I may have to at this point.
Yeah,
and I'm also thinking that, I know you said during the live stream that you haven't seen this anime, but Attack on Titan, the walls worked until they didn't work.
They work until they don't work. Things always are evolving. Yeah. I mean, I've heard of Pokemon, and I saw Detective Pikachu.
Nice.
Well, yeah.
And you didn't say Charles Darwin. That's fascinating.
We didn't. Yeah.
Because Pokemon is so much more tied to evolution than Charles Darwin.
Yeah, Charles Darwin who?
He's boring.
Give the real credit to those turtles in the Galapagos. Yeah.
And you should say it.
To the women, to the women turtles that he mooched off of.
True.
Yeah, they didn't give their consent.
No, they did not. I mean, speaking of evolution, though, I really did like that they emphasized that the kaiju were learning from their experiences and like actual.
Can't relate. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they were literally biological weapons that they were using, and it was almost like the machine versus the monster in so many sense, because the kaiju were really supposed to be just a version of the kaiju, but just made of biological flesh instead of mechanical parts. And in the books, they really dive into that a lot more, where there's actually, instead of the little aliens, there's a giant, like we saw the eye, apparently there's a giant massive kaiju the size of the world that's actually the mastermind behind all of that, and he's the one that's like making his little babies off of his own image and sending them to these planets to terraform the earths to fit their needs and strip their resources.
Again, I mean, it's giving How to Train Your Dragon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's giving the Eternals, maybe even God.
It's giving God.
Yeah. It is God.
Serving God.
Yeah, depending on who's narrating, what angle we're going with. But yeah, wow.
Well, and another quick thing that I want to mention before we get diving into other things, and they mention it in like one sentence, but in the novelization, there is a straight up cult that worships all of the kaijus and view that as the
Yeah.
end of the world.
Hannibal Chow says something about that.
Yes. And they're actually a big reason behind the shutting down of the Jaeger program in the novelization, because so many people join the cult worshiping them. And they're like, hey, if we build these walls, like we can still worship them and you'll be able to take our money. But instead, also, you're not killing our gods over here, essentially. And
it's like Leviathan. And
Yeah.
how people were saying, looking at maps of the earth and being like, Leviathan is about to come out.
No,
that was recent. That was a recent thing.
So they're going to build walls. Okay. So I'm assuming maybe around like the Ring of Fire, like the geological system of.
That's where the breach is.
That's where the breach is, right around it.
Mhm.
And so then it's going to contain all of the kaiju that are just popping out.
And just
they're going to
swimming
hang
in the
out
ocean.
there. Yeah.
I mean,
but the oceans are connected, right? So they can swim to other oceans.
Well, it's
Unless
around.
but they're just trying to make sure they don't get onto land. Unless they're literally going to build a wall to the bottom of the ocean around the Ring of Fire. Sorry, I'm chasing the rabbit. Like we said,
this is where we get to chase the rabbit. We can chase that rabbit all evening.
it's just
short
I think-
term, but that is what a government would do.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Is that, like I'm also being like, no, I'm pro Jaeger program. Okay, that's where I want my tax dollars going. That's an active thing we can do.
And it's sick as fuck. So
And it's sick as fuck.
I don't want my tax dollars going to a boring wall. It's
No.
gray, it's ugly, it's not. But
Are
those
they gonna reproduce in the walled area? Eventually, they'll just like the sheer numbers, and then they'll be stacking up.
And that's why it's like, okay, maybe they have reinforcements on the wall fighting, but it's like you need giant robots to fight one. What are you going to put at the wall that's going to... No, pro Jaeger program. Take my tax dollars.
And they even said at the beginning that like fighter jets, tanks, missiles, they were not working. And in the book, it actually discussed that you had to nuke it like 2 or 3 times before it actually went down. Like that's like without the Jaegers, those were the weapons that were actually taking it down were nukes. But it had
Literal?
Yeah,
Okay.
2 to 3 nukes.
I'll survive that.
No,
Yeah.
literally the nuclear radiation in the atmosphere would render like all of everything around the Pacific, around the rim, just completely unlivable. Like again, a giant Chernobyl zone. And then at what point is that like all that radiation is spreading throughout the atmosphere and then the whole Earth is irradiated?
Yeah,
It's like,
and that's what we're scared of now.
so yeah, pro Jaegers.
Eventually, global warming is the actual killer of the movie, the real killer.
Yeah, India is like having huge heat waves right now.
For sure. I did also, I mean, this is later in the film, but I did just love it so much that I had to highlight it now. When they light off the nuke to kill those 2 Jaegers, well, the super nuke, I love that it just did get rid of the water for a second and then the water collapsed back in. And like, for whatever reason, that
It's an underwater tsunami wave, basically.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes, it's sick.
That's what that was. It was a super nuke. Okay.
Yeah.
Because they brought in, I don't remember how many exact, but it was hundreds of thousands, if not millions of pounds of TNT that they had strapped to Stryker Eureka's back to theoretically go into the breach, but they weren't able to do that.
Dinamite. Sounds like Italian. Yeah.
I've seen that movie. Best rendition of Little Red Riding Hood over here.
Yep.
Now I know that I don't think I think neither one of you have seen this TV show, but there's a TV show called Evangelion, which it's crazy. It came out during the 90s and it's an anime. It's crazy how similar this show actually is to Pacific Rim, even down to the characters where Charlie Hunnam's character really resembles the main character in a lot of ways.
He is an anime, the way he talks. Like, oh my God. Yeah.
And even the antagonistic person part of the Jaeger program, she is a female, but she's a redhead, just like how the Australia guy is a redhead. And she's fiery, just like he's fiery, just like I'll just beat the shit out of all of them. Like I'm better than everybody. My Jaeger is the best Jaeger in all the programs. And it actually is the world governments that are getting in the way of a lot of the issues. If you guys do like animated shows and you did like this show, I strongly recommend you go watch Evangelion because it has so much more ties and the lore there is so much deeper, and I just strongly recommend it. It's just fun to be able to see that, and I don't believe Del Toro when he says that he was not inspired by this show, because there's so many similarities between the 2 shows.
I was gonna ask, like, this is an original concept from Guillermo del Toro and the other writer. Yeah, I mean, it has to be inspired by all these other media that came before it. Like, especially if you're saying like some of the characters are very, very close too. So
Yeah. Well, it's funny because he said that there's this specific manga and anime that came out during the 70s that he was strongly inspired. Now, I haven't seen that show at all, but at the same time, the plot points are almost like one for one what's going on there. I mean, the biggest difference is that there's only one pilot per giant robot rather than two, but even then, the monsters that they're fighting are very similar. They're even to the sense that these monsters are trying to terraform Earth for their own purposes. And the biggest antagonist, other than the monsters, is the world governments trying to shut down the programs at this point.
Yeah, interesting.
But
Interesting.
is there anything else we want to cover in chapter 1 before we dive into chapter 2?
So is this including him recruiting the lead?
Yes.
Beckett. So
Yes.
Beckett was doing construction, and he recruited him back, and they went to, I almost called it Thunderdome.
The Shatterdome.
Shatterdome. New club. The Shatterdome. And it has a big dome, and you have like a lighting effect where it's like kind of
It
like
shatters.
it's shattering.
Uh-huh.
And like so when the bass drops, it's like yeah.
It's like a fuck.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It fucks just like this movie.
Well, without further ado, I'll go ahead and have us jump into chapter 2.
Yeah, let's do it.
Chapter 2, Echoes in the Drift. Pentecost recruits the retired Rayleigh from the wall construction in Hong Kong. Rayleigh meets Mako, the director of the Jaeger restoration program. While hunting for compatible co-pilots, Rayleigh discovers that he has a perfect neural match with Mako. However, during the first test run, Mako reveals that her childhood trauma involving a kaiju attack nearly causes a disaster inside the base. Pentecost immediately grounds her to protect her, revealing a deep parental bond. Scientists Newton and Herman race to predict the portal's behavior. Newton decides to perform a highly dangerous, unauthorized experiment drifting with a salvaged kaiju brain. He learns that the kaiju are bioengineered weapons controlled by a hive mind of alien race called the Precursors. Because Newton accesses the hive mind, the Precursors send 2 massive Category 4 kaiju, Leatherbaka and Otachi, to Hong Kong to hunt him down. In the ensuing chaos, 2 of the last 4 Jaegers, Crimson Typhoon and Chernal Alpha, are completely destroyed, and Striker Eureka is short-circuited by an EMP. Pentecost forces the reinstated Mako and Rayleigh to deploy into the nuclear-powered Gypsy Danger, successfully killing both the monsters and saving the city. I do just want to quickly say that something that me and my friends did, because we watched this our senior year of high school and we were on the football team, and because we are the nerd dorks that we are, we assigned each one of ourselves names of different Jaegers, and we would try to do like whenever my buddy who was Chernal Alpha, whenever he made a big move in football, he would just go and just clap his fists together just like Chernal Alpha would do.
Beautiful.
What my buddy who was Striker Eureka, whenever he did anything big, he would just grab his chest and just push out, just sort of like the titty fire that he would do there. And it was just so euphoric to be able to see that and just think back when we thought we were at the top of the world playing football.
And but I didn't hear who you were.
Yeah.
Well, I was Gypsy Danger.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. No.
I have main character energy over here. Yeah, I know.
Main character. Yeah. Okay.
I just want to quickly say that story that you told me, that is like one of the very few things that I can think of to justify the phrase boys will be boys. Like that encaps that, just the energy. Amazing.
Now, do you remember, Hannah, of course you remember when we watched Smash and we assigned us and our friends all the characters? There's something about it that's so funny that it's just like, oh, yeah, I'm Catherine McPhee. Yeah,
I was Deborah Messing, right?
No,
Or
you
that was
were
Alyssa.
Angelica Houston. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Throwing
drinks at
wine in your
people's-
ex-husband's face. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
As one does. So wait, was Idris Elba's name Pentecost?
And I have a question for you. You were also raised Christian, right, Bryce? So
yes.
Pentecost.
Yeah.
What is the significance of that word? And is there a connection to Idris Elba's character?
So funny enough, and this is again where I really do not believe Del Toro when he says he doesn't take inspiration from Evangelion, because Evangelion has strong. I mean, even just the name, Evangelion. It's
right.
Yeah.
Evangelical.
The idea is Christianity came from these aliens, and these aliens have been like, and there was a line, and Charlie Day was like rambling at that point, where these aliens, they came back when the dinosaurs and killed the dinosaurs. but
Yeah.
the environment wasn't ready. So the idea is that these aliens have been trying to prepare Earth for thousands and thousands and thousands of years to get it to the point where it is proper for them to come in, move their operations to this world, and how the humans have like set up the atmosphere. It was perfect. But at the same time, these aliens have been affecting us, trying to move us in a direction to self-destruct ourselves in these ways. So I don't know if there's any ties for him specifically being a Christian-like figure, other than the idea that these aliens are the basis of all religion. So technically, these cultists that are worshiping the kaiju, they're the closest things to be getting religion right over here in this in this universe on that front. But the idea is not more that he's, I mean, you can make the argument that he is the savior, he is the ground, he's the rock that's forming everything.
Yeah.
Without him specifically, they're not able to move forward. But other than that, I don't think there is any other relation.
Yeah, you could say he's the Peter. Because so Pentecost, which I think is, so Ascension Thursday is 40 days after Easter. And then Pentecost is like, we just had Pentecost here
Couple
on
days
Earth
ago.
right now. Yeah. And that is the day the Holy Spirit descended upon the apostles and disciples and the Virgin Mary. They were praying and it appeared as little tongues of fire. And then they could speak in tongues and do other cool things. And one day, a kid, and one of the altar boys, this is my life, fell asleep that morning at church and his hair lit on fire and it was like, looked like the paintings, but it also smelled really bad. He's okay. It just burned his hair a little bit. Yeah. Because he like fell asleep into his candle. But yeah, Pentecost is like a day of like inspiration. And it's like when the apostles like gained their superpowers. So it could be like if he's the foundation and the leader, it's like he's the inspiration.
Yes.
And in some European countries, it is the day Monday after Pentecost Sunday is a public holiday.
Interesting.
I could use more holidays over here.
Yeah.
Well, based off of that as well, and I mean, I said that I grew up Christian, but I specifically grew up Mormon. And I mean, I know a lot of Christians don't consider Mormons Christians. So
Gatekeeping. Yeah.
I think we all sing.
I think we all hang, yeah. When we're here, we're Ohana and we got breadsticks. Yeah.
We're all molested at one point, so we're
fine. Yeah.
But I do really like that because Pentecost is the only Jaeger pilot in the original generation of Jaeger pilots still involved. So he has that.
He's the only one alive. Everyone
Yeah.
else died.
Yeah.
Everyone else died. He's the only one else still fighting. And he's the one who's also resurrecting all the programs like the Category 3, the Category 2.
Yeah.
And really doing his best to make sure that they're staying afloat and, I mean, upgrading them all to the best of his ability as well. He put Maiko in charge of restoration of the Generation 3s. So, I mean, you can see that parallel there as well, where he's really trying to resurrect the programs.
Yeah. But I mean, I think a lot of the names are just to sound cool because at first, so his name is Beckett, the lead. And I'm like, to me, I think of like, is that Thomas Beckett? That bishop that got brained in the head because he was fighting with the king and they killed him during mass. But I'm like, probably not. I think it just sounds sick as fuck. It sounds like a hot guy name. Beckett.
Raleigh Beckett is his name.
Yeah.
That's a Southern boy.
Now, a fun fact about this movie, and I'm actually Googling right now because I really am curious on who they wanted him to be. But they initially wanted Tom Cruise to come in and be in this movie.
No.
And I hate this actually. They wanted Tom Cruise to be Pentecost in this movie.
No, the Scientology of it all. No, boo.
I honestly think nobody else could have been Idris Elba's character. Like that was
no. Because I think other people would have played up the macho-ness and like the kind of masculinity of like, I'm a hard ass, almost like that guy on like the Discovery Channel who had that like military show and he'd be like, I'm losing the reference, but like this kind of military caricature. I think Idris played him as like cool, calm. He's like above all that bravado.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to prove himself to anyone. Like he knows himself.
And the character has to have a lot of compassion. Will eventually be revealed in the movie to be a father. Have I seen Tom Cruise as a father in a movie? He's an action dude. So yeah, I think that Pentecost has so many more dimensions that I'm going to be honest, I don't think Tom Cruise is capable of because he's just done action movies for so long.
So they've actually interviewed Idris Elba and they were really curious about what his inspiration for this role is. And there's 3 people that he credits as his inspirations.
Jesus, George Washington, and Tom
Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Close, but no. The first is Russell Crowe in Gladiator. He really likes that the stoic, like calm under pressure leader. he also looked at Mel Gibson in Braveheart, just sort of
Okay.
leader of a revolution.
Sure.
And I mean, this is not going to come as a surprise to anyone because he did make a cameo in this movie, but Barack Obama just having that level of stoicism, but also compassion as a leader.
I was gonna guess. My next guess was gonna be Russell Crowe in Les Miserables, Mel Gibson in Pocahontas, and Bill Clinton. But that tracks actually. That makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah, you were like 2 degrees off in each of those categories.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were exactly. I think he got his movies mixed up over there. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
But regardless,
Amazing.
I do love how he was in this movie because
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, the only things that I've seen him in when I watched this was this as well as The Office. Because I mean, a lot of people do forget that he was in The Office for a short
Yes.
period of time
Yeah.
and a completely different character
Yeah.
in that show.
Yeah. I also shout out to the girl who played young Mako because her trauma, I was in that trauma. I was feeling that trauma. And a great way to look at like the human cost of all this, someone who's been through and experienced the horrors of this as a young child. And I think that's something that's often ignored in movies and real life, like the damage it leaves and the trauma. And it's really, I really liked the spark between Mako and Beckett because I feel like I was surprised at this romantic element and Mana Ishida's the actress. All right. I feel like there's so many action movies. It's just very different than the romance I was expecting. She was there with that clipboard and I was like, she's just going to be like the hot girl assistant. But then this is Guillermo del Toro and like, she's actually like an equal. She's someone who's going to be fighting with him. They're going to be in the drift together, melding together. And you can make all the, innuendos you'd like, but it is like cool that she's part of the story. She isn't equal. She isn't just like a generic girl badass who then like doesn't have any growth. She is like an equal character. It was really refreshing because I also was like, is she going to be an Asian stereotype? Is she going to be all this? Like, there's so many ways it could have gone wrong. And she has, I mean, none of these characters are the most deep in the world, but she has as much depth as anybody in the movie. And, respect. I think I was really impressed with the way they even developed their romance. Like there was a little bit of the flirtiness, a little bit of the, oh, he's hot. But then it was all about them bonding together in this fight.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Hannah. Sorry. Go ahead.
I think that's something that sets this movie apart from other like monster and mecha type movies or just like big action movies is that like the central premise to operate these vehicles is that you have to be in each other's heads and your head is not just for critical thinking. There's also a lot of emotional thinking happening. And so the cerebralness of that and the emotional connections you have to have with people is at the center of how they're able to fight. And so that I think that's something that makes the movie so strong emotionally as well. And it feels like it's so rare, but I think it's so well done.
Well, just to really piggyback off of just this specific love story, because Del Toro was interviewed a few times about this love story, and he really did not want it. He felt like if he made it so it was a traditional love story, that would be one, just inappropriately placed for the type of movie he was trying to tell, and two, just not make sense to any of the viewers. And he actually has said that his pinnacle of intimacy in this movie is their fighting scene. And he actually asked the people that choreographed the fight to try to have it be as much like as similar to a dance as possible, which I really, when you go back and watch that, you can definitely see that they're going back and forth, blow for blow, fight for fight. And they're just in that flow state where they're trying to meld in and become one.
Yeah. And they're both hot.
Yeah.
And they're in suits that make them hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. Yeah.
And dancing is hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's also interesting to kind of see it as like the most intimate moments are actually the fight scenes when they're fighting together. Like that is like the height of intimacy for this relationship. So that is kind of really interesting.
I love seeing those different moments because it does just make it, like I said, more like what Del Toro said, he's trying to tell a love story without making it an actual love story. And I think that this is one of the best representations of that because I don't even think they kiss. I mean, to your point, Hannah, like Charlie Hunnam he's a germaphobe and did not want to do that, take part in that.
But that serves the movie well because I don't feel like I need it at the end. And I think it's because I'm still getting a lot of the emotional intimacy, not even just in the fight scenes, but also after they have like a really intense fight or a really intense moment together, they debrief and like they're very, wow, I'm crushing on this character because I'm like hot and emotionally available. What?
Yeah. they don't hit some of the beats where then it's like, oh, and then they're gonna have an issue and then they have to fix it. And he always even
collaboration.
Yeah, he understands, he gets it. I do also want to talk about Charlie Day and his little alien bonding, and then he's trying to get the brain from Hannibal Chow. And then it's like they think, oh, they're coming after you specifically because you're linked, and then he gets licked by the monster and almost eaten, but then the monster's distracted by the Jaeger.
Yeah, I mean, they could have done that a little bit better. And funny enough that you bring that up, because Hannibal Chow is actually not originally written into the script, because Ron Perlman, Perlman, he was originally supposed to be Herc Hansen, which is the older Australian man, but
They're like, we need someone hotter.
Well, what it was is Del Toro was like, wait a second, Sons of Anarchy is out right now, and these, like, Charlie Hunnam and Ron are going to be on screen a lot together, and I don't want them to be on screen at all together, because the second they see that, they're going to say, oh, this is just Sons of Anarchy Part 2.
Yeah.
And so they actually moved him there to be that role and created that like character just for Ron, because Del Toro loves Ron.
Loves.
Perlman,
Yeah, they've worked together quite a bit. I mean, I do love, oh my God, the name is escaping me.
Hellboy?
Yes, I love the Hellboy movies. I really do. Ron Perlman is also, I know you said you wanted to mention the acting. I think Ron Perlman is probably the best acted in this movie, but it's because Ron Perlman is such a great character actor. I mean, he's fantastic. Okay, so maybe I'm misremembering. I thought that Charlie Day had like a romantic thing with the kaiju.
I think that's in the second movie, because
because I almost said, oh my God, it's his girlfriend, and then I was like, wait, did I make that up? Am I writing am I writing fan fiction?
I was gonna be like, do you mean Shrek? Donkey and Dragon?
No, in the second, that's a big part, because Charlie Day is actually the villain in the second movie, because he mind melded with the kaiju and he becomes addicted to it, and he keeps mind melding with kaiju, and eventually is able to put a kaiju brain in a Jaeger, and it's
Cullen, don't ask why there are Jaegers again, because I don't even remember. I don't know. Maybe the breach opened up again. I don't remember. But yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason I don't want to ever even remotely, like, I'm never going to cover this movie on the podcast, because I don't want to rewatch that movie at all.
Yeah.
But that just like made me think of like when Cullen mentioned that it like licked him. That's when I was like, oh yeah, it's sexy, because, and then I was like, wait, no, that's not this movie.
But it did look like the things that avatars have that lets them connect. Navi,
They're
sorry,
called the
let me use their
Navi,
Christian name. Yeah.
Their Christian God-given name.
Yeah, where their Awa given name, where they attach to the like the animals, and then that's
to
also
each other.
how they have sex. Yes, saw that movie with my dad.
And he only watches movies with blue people.
Or Clash of the Titans, yeah.
Or Clash of the Titans.
Or
That's
Pitch Perfect 3, yeah.
But I think it's like, maybe it's like scanning him to make sure this is the guy.
That's how I identify people. I'm like, how do you taste? That's what I do at what is it? Boner Slum or Bone Slum.
The Bone
Slum. Go to Boner Slum.
Is this what I'm going to expect in LA? Is this how people?
Yeah, a little bit, depending on where you are, a little bit.
Really quickly, I should have said this at the top, but I do think it's very worth noting here. How this movie actually came to be is the writer of the movie, who, let me look up his name really, Travis Beckham. He came up with the concept writing on the beach in Santa Monica Pier, and just was literally hallucinating what it would be like if two like massive monsters were fighting on the beach there. And
love that. Fun.
But so that's part of it. But the other part of it is Del Toro was originally supposed to do an adaptation of Lovecraft's At Mountains Madness production, but Del Toro did not want to do a PG-13 version of that. He wanted to do an R version, and because he was not willing to compromise, they shifted gears and made Pacific Rim instead, which seems to be, again, I love that for Del Toro, that he's willing to stand on that, because I think that's why they got rid of him at The Hobbit, because he wanted to make The Hobbit rated R.
Right.
From what I understand.
How is The Hobbit going to be? That's a kid's book. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that
even
is
compared to Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Well, I think specifically the Battle of the Five Armies, and like the story of Smaug, because I have the extended edition of the Battle of the Five Armies, and the extended edition is R, and it is bloody and crazy, and has some of the craziest like fantasy fighting scenes that I've seen in a movie.
Does it beat the Battle in the Chronicles of Narnia? Because that's peak.
I mean, it is peak, but they are literally riding a chariot that has like swords on the wheels, and it goes off of a jump and cuts off 3 trolls' heads all simultaneously with that. And like blood spurts everywhere when they do that. So
Del Toro's very interested in the grotesque. He always has, like, a lot of his early work is very grotesque. Cullen knows, that's his dad.
That's my
And
dad. Yeah.
I think
you're at
that, like,
Thanksgiving and he's like, imagine a syphilitic brain crashing on the floor of a tower. And you're like, thanks, Dad. I'm eating mashed potatoes. Yeah.
Do you want turkey?
would you like some cherry pie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's just, like, so fascinated with, like, the aesthetic of the grotesque. And so,
Yeah.
like, anything he makes is gonna just kind of lean that way. I like it. I actually am just now remembering that I have a Guillermo del Toro themed tarot deck. So
Ooh.
yeah, it has the weird creature from Pan's Labyrinth with the eyes and
Yeah.
the hands. It also has, I wonder, actually, maybe I'm making this up. I wonder if the Lovers is Shape of Water. It might be. I'm gonna have to
that
pull it
should
out
be.
sometime. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. The aesthetic of this movie is great. Yeah.
Now, this is me chasing the rabbit, but I really want to chase this rabbit over
Let's do
here.
it.
Hannah, Colin, what would you guys say is your top 3 Del Toro movies?
I don't know if I've seen, I think there's some I
You're
should know better.
Yeah, you're not as big of a Del Toro person. So I think Pan's Labyrinth is one of my favorite movies ever. I
Yes.
love that movie so much. So that's definitely up there. There are things I really like about Shape of Water, but we talked about it on our podcast and made me kind of come away with some things. I'm like, okay, yeah, it could have been better, maybe less some types of things. But yeah, I think I really just have the one, Pan's Labyrinth, and then I guess Hellboy is probably number 2. Actually, no, Hellboy would number 3. This is number 2. Pan's Labyrinth number 1.
Okay.
In no particular order, I'd probably put Hellboy, Pacific Rim. No, I think Pinocchio's up there and Shape of Water, and then either Hellboy. I haven't seen Hellboy in a long time, or Pacific Rim. And to be fair, I hate to admit this in public, I've never seen all of Pan's Labyrinth.
It's okay.
And I would like to. Yeah, I would like to. So I just feel like I can't be like, oh, these are my Del Toro opinions without having seen that one. I think it's just unfair.
No, that's totally fair on my part, in my opinion. For me, I have to say Pan's Labyrinth is my number 1 favorite Del Toro movie.
Yeah.
My second favorite is actually, I believe it's either his first movie or his second movie he ever came out with, which is Kronos, which came out in 1992. It's a vampire story. Amazing. It has a young Ron Perlman in it, who's an idiot and amazing in the movie. I strongly recommend, if you guys have not seen it, to go check it out. It's really good. And as for third, it's a toss-up. I think it's a tie between Hellboy 2 and Frankenstein. I was such a sucker for Frankenstein. I loved it so much. The ending was weak, but other than that, I loved it.
Yeah.
But moving along, is there anything else that we want to talk about in this chapter 2? I know we sort of got a low place with chapter 2. Well, actually, no, there is one point I wanted to bring up that is sort of hilarious to think about. And I've thought about this unironically so much, and I don't know why that this is necessarily the case. But the fact that there's like shipping containers and things still in the shipping containers and skyscrapers with things in office spaces, that still infers that there are people living 9-to-5 jobs in this world. Like, how do you live a 9-to-5 job when
so
how do we do it now?
I mean,
true.
I think it is kind of strange that these communities weren't vacated because of the serious threat, but at the same time, it's like we have people living in areas that face a lot of serious threats that you can't control, you can't fight, and there's still people living and thriving there. And so, like, that feels very real, but is also just kind of crazy to think of, like, the destruction and devastation that's happening there constantly. And like we know the timeline, we've seen the patterns, we've read God's handwriting, but they haven't, right? Like, they don't know. They're getting like a tsunami warning, or like well, actually, tsunami warning has, you have the hurricane and then the tsunami, or not the hurricane, the earthquake and then the tsunami. So it's like they don't get any real extra warnings, and especially as the kaiju are just they're changing it up. So it's not like any patterns they would have communicated to public service to announce it and help people is like, you have minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
It's
wild.
wild.
Minutes to save the world. Yeah.
Here's the thing, like, the nerd in me is like, well, what insurance agent would ever insure any of these buildings that they're purchasing?
No, I thought that about all the goods that are in those shipping containers.
Mhm.
Yeah, no government will be paying that private company for all the damage they've sustained.
Well, what about now? We're already running to that issue with LA post the fires, with
Florida
areas being affected by climate change that people don't want to, insurance companies don't want to insure property.
Florida doesn't want to insure cars in Florida. Yeah, I mean,
we're there.
We're already there. And so it's like people are living without insurance.
Because I'm already there.
You're
Take a
right.
look around. Yeah.
I will say though, it's a little bit different just because yes, it'd be almost though like if LA fires were happening every 3 weeks though, like a new fire just kept popping up and people are
Well,
like, well,
that's
this is
the
Well, they
summer in
do.
California. Yeah.
Yeah. I have an app. But I
no.
mean, yes, not as bad. I do get what you're saying. That was notable because it was so widespread. It's just a perfect storm.
Yeah.
And again, I know that you're not supposed to think about it this hard, but like I also know that I'm
This
that
is the
level of
rabbit.
autistic.
That's the rabbit. No, that also crossed my mind. I'm like, no one is going to pay that private company for those damages. And they probably don't have any sort of insurance for that because they're like, oh, you run a business out of Hong Kong City where there are monsters every couple weeks. Yeah, no, I'm not insuring that unless you're going to pay me $14 bajillion.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
also, how much do these Jaegers cost? Like how much does it cost to build a Jaeger over here?
And
How much did it cost? $10? Yeah.
and also, the program was defunded. I'm
Mhm.
assuming. Who's paying these people? Who's
Private tech.
where? That actually would be a really interesting new installation in the series is that like, yeah, like more of the politics thing, because I think that's something that now would be kind of interesting to look into, especially as we
Yeah.
critique, tech billionaires. Also, another thing that crossed my mind, speaking of chasing the rabbit, is in the opening sequence, like when we see San Francisco, like the Golden Gate Bridge completely destroyed, and I went, no, not all the tech industry, not Silicon Valley.
No.
Okay, Wendy Williams. Aw.
Anyways, no, I do agree there, and I did actually just do a quick Google search because I was sure there was somebody who did calculate it out. But ironically enough, in the book they actually discussed that Striker Eureka, the Australian Jaeger, cost $100 billion for them to construct there. So, and he is the best model there to work. So
Now, is that a lot or not? Because once we get to $1 billion, my little brain.
Well,
Here's the thing.
what's the U.S. national debt at?
Because we're already there.
The U.S. government's military budget is being proposed to be $1.2 trillion. So that's only a little bit less. That's
So
about
it's 1%.
It's 10%.
10%
So
of
I mean,
the military budget. So we make 10 Jaegers.
here's who's gonna fuck with us. Who would fuck with us if we had 10 Jaegers?
Wait, I'm sorry. Is that what our military budget is going toward? Hold on a second.
Yeah, they're proposing a budget. Currently, it's like at $892 billion
Colin's
right now.
crashing out right now.
I can't. Why are we doing this? We don't have to.
How else are we gonna bomb those little girl schools in Iran? Like
But we didn't have to. And I know you know that, but
it's because we wanted to, Colin.
I know, but we didn't why do we want that? Sometimes people want something fucked up and I kind of get it. But I'm like, yeah, it'd be nice to have $1 million. Sure. I'm not going to kill somebody for it, but whatever. But I'm like, what are we getting?
Back in college, I'd tell this joke, and it's such a dark joke, and I apologize. The internet gets to see here, and I was always like, guys, why do you think we always go to war with people in the Middle East? Think about it. All of the wives of these people in power are jealous of the women in the Middle East because they're gorgeous women. They're like, bomb them. I don't like bomb them over there.
No, I mean, I've said on the podcast when you're like, wait, Mitch McConnell, just the evil queen from Snow White, like you just start to get it. You're just like, they're like, other people are hot and have love and animals that like them. I need them fucking dead. It doesn't matter that I'm rich and powerful and they're not. They need to be dead. And then it just kind of, you're like, oh, I get Congress now.
Yeah.
So you think of them as the different Disney villains and you're good. They kind of got them all covered, even though dumbass Butler and Aristocats covered.
Well, I also did. There was a girl I dated whose father was actually from Lebanon and was born in Lebanon. And he was telling me that they grew up talking about how one thing that they know that a lot of the Western countries fear is the idea of a resurgence of the Ottoman Empire. Because if there was a unification of all those Arab countries to form one country, they would control almost 90% of the world's oil at that point in time. And I mean, we're looking, and again, we're not a political podcast, but we're seeing what Iran's able to do, just controlling the Strait of Hormuz. Imagine if they were able to control all of the oil there. But back to kaiju.
In 2009, when I was in my freshman year and I was on I was debating, I said we should replace all our coal with wave energy. And everyone was like, that doesn't make sense. But think about it now. We could be free. Waves are free.
Waves are controlled by the moon.
Yeah.
They're always happening. Wow.
Yeah, it's because people don't believe in the moon, I guess. I don't know. But yeah,
people don't believe in the moon.
Yeah.
Hey, don't you know that's a secret space station? Let me tell you, brother, it's hollow.
It is. It's hollow. Listen, I saw the documentary Moonfall. Okay.
Jupiter Ascending. Yeah. I'm so tired. Why are we doing this? We just don't have to. And that's my thing. Is it doesn't have to be this way.
It doesn't. It
I'm
doesn't.
like that girlfriend with like the drunk boyfriend who's like, Ryan, this isn't you. You don't have to do this.
Well, I just did want to actually, you know what? I wanted to read this one last statistic because I saw how much emotional damage was going when we were reading off. The average cost of the Jaegers in the Jaeger program were $80 billion. So
That's
there we go.
I don't know. That doesn't. I was gonna say that actually.
That kind of seems realistic.
I think I was like, I can get it because what they're like 300 feet tall.
Yeah.
You have to have nuclear reactors and all the. Also, it's a moving nuclear reactor, so it's like 80 billion. I'm like, are we sure that's enough money? Is that actually covering everything? Should we get the upgrades? Maybe we should get the platinum trim level and spend a couple billion more. Because yeah, actually, if that was what was in the budget, I would be like, yes, I approve of that as a taxpayer. That sounds reasonable.
The Disney current, speaking of Florida, the current Disney World expansion is 17 billion.
Yeah.
And we're doing it for a theme park. We could
So
have
imagine, yeah.
we could have giant robots protecting us. We wouldn't need a wall.
We wouldn't need a
Mr.
wall.
President, we could build these beautiful robots. They're going to be
Beautiful
big.
robots.
Don't give him the idea he'll do it and it'll be bad. And they'll be run by AI and they'll kill
Yeah.
everyone who's brown or gay.
That's the other thing.
They'll collect children for him. Yeah.
And that's also something that I find really interesting about the movie is that they are manned by people. There's not like an AI system running the computers to help them. It's other people, like a space station.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's
It's
not
not
really
like Iron Man where he has the robot inside.
the Jarvis, yeah.
Jarvis,
It's literally like it's so human centered, even though it's so high tech. And based on our current reality, it's like, how is that possible? But this is written by people who care about people
Yeah,
and want
'cause
human
AI is
focused
dumb.
stories. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry to
but-
Tilly Norwood, but sorry,
but-
not sorry. Yeah.
Like you mentioned, it's like, well, if this was happening IRL, 40 billion of, what's being put in the Jaeger is the sophisticated AI systems that are running it. There's not going to be a single person in it. It's not even going to be drone, like,
And no
remote
fail
control.
safe for when it goes rogue. Because
Well, we only have
the
80
chops
billion.
pocket-
Let's be real. That fail safe is intentionally being left out because they want it to.
Yeah, we're run by DBU alum. I know I said I'm president of the alumni chapter, Dumb Bitch University, but the other alumnuses are out of control. I'm sorry. I can't stop them.
Well, on that note, do we want to dive into chapter 3 over?
Yes.
Let's do it.
All righty. Chapter 3, Canceling the Apocalypse. Newton and Herman harvest the brain of a newborn infant kaiju to perform a double drift. They discover the final flaw in humanity's attack plan. The breach is biometric and will only open for a bomb if they detect kaiju DNA. With time running out, Pentecost reveals that he is dying from radiation poisoning from piloting early generation Jaegers. With no other option, he steps up to co-pilot Striker Eureka with Chuck Hansen to carry the nuclear payload. Along with Gypsy Danger, they dive to the bottom of the ocean. At the portal, they are ambushed by the first ever Category 5 kaiju, Slanter, and 2 guards. Heavily damaged, pinned down, Pentecost and Chuck heroically detonate Striker Eureka's nuclear payload, clearing a path and killing the guard kaiju. Rayleigh and Mako also uses the corpse to defeat Slanter to trick the portal biometric scanner and successfully enter the breach. Inside the alien dimension, Rayleigh ejects Mako to safety and initiates the manual meltdown of Gypsy Danger's nuclear reactor. He ejects just before the explosion, obliterating the precursor's base, and seals the portal forever. The 2 pilots surface safely in the Pacific Ocean, celebrating the end of the war. I mean, we love a happy ending.
We do. I love happy endings. And this ending kind of reminded me of Big Hero 6 when they're in they're being, Baymax and him are in the voidy thing and there's a push off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm loving all of the Big Hero 6 references. One of my favorite movies. Yeah. Also, again, getting back to the emotional stories, we have the father-son, father-daughter, and then we have Mako and Raleigh. There's just these 3 big emotional stories and going into it, and you're just obviously the world is at stake as well. But on top of that is the emotional well-being of all of these people and the histories they have with each other. I'm like, it's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Now, this is actually where I have a bit of a note, a critique.
Wow. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Watch
now-
yourself. Tread
Watch it.
lightly.
Yeah, steak and shake. So I feel like the third journey, the Raleigh, and Beckett, and Mako is a little lost in everything. I felt it is still a robot explosion movie. So there are times where I felt like I was expecting a little more of an arc from Beckett, and you don't get much of one. And I was expecting like some kind of turn or thing for him at the end. Not like, again, I know what movie I'm watching, like nothing crazy, but like there wasn't really. And it almost felt like you could argue Idris Elba's character, Pentecost, is the protagonist because he's the one kind of making this decision. He's the one rallying the troops.
He has
He's
the
the one making a
strongest
sacrifice.
desire.
He has the strongest desire. Shout out to Scott Thompson, our professor. And yeah, so I was kind of like, he seems to be the central focus of the finale more than Beckett and Mako. And that kind of disappointed me because I wanted a little bit more from them. Now, as I said, like I was invested in the action and like, oh my gosh, and like feeling it. So it's not like the movie failed at that. Like I was still emotionally invested. So that's good. I would just say we were missing a little bit there, but I don't think it ruins the movie. Like it's still good. But I wanted that. I wanted more of my hottie. Not just because he's hot, but he's allegedly the main character.
Exactly. I agree with all of that because the strongest desire that is leading this does come from Pentecost. It's saving the world and also saving his daughter, kind of compounded.
And he's dying, so he's going to sacrifice himself. Yeah.
Mako's desire is to be a pilot, a ranger, and to also get revenge for her family's death. And she does that. She achieves her desire. What is Beckett's desire? Like, what is he overcoming?
Yeah. The trauma of his brother's loss, but then he's the one helping Mako with her trauma.
Because hers, I think, is stronger probably because she was a kid. So the audience attaches to that more. But it is interesting. Like we do kind of have like 3 protagonists, but I would agree with like the ranking that it's like it goes Pentecost, Mako, and then Raleigh. But
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Charlie Hunnam. Like, I think he's great in Sons of Anarchy, but I also don't think he's meant to be movie main character because, I mean, he's great for action films. He's got the body, he's got the athleticism to be an action figure, but I don't know what it is about his level of charisma, but he just doesn't really sell like main character. I don't know if either of you saw when was that? Was it 2019 Robin Hood?
Not Robin Hood. It was Arthurian Legend. Yep.
Yeah.
We'll probably cover that someday.
Oh, hell yeah, I saw that movie. I saw it in theaters and I was like, this is not good, but I'm here for it. Love a bad movie.
The soundtrack is one of the best fantasy soundtracks I've listened to. I will say that. That is something that was a 10 out of 10 that came out of it. But it was just so lacking and it felt like it was 3 movies in one. And again, I don't like to be the one bashing on actors, but I really do feel like a lot of the blame you could put at Charlie Hunnam's feet because he just doesn't sell like charismatic leader over there. He's more of a face and more of just a figure that performs stunts than an actual charismatic leader. And
okay. See, I think I was just saying, okay, well, they don't have the scenes. Like all his scenes, he was giving me what he needed, but there weren't the extra scenes that he needed to be the lead. Like those were not in the script. Maybe they were, and he didn't do well, and they were cut. Like I haven't seen him in as much. I didn't see that Arthur movie, so to me, it felt less of an acting issue and more of like there's nothing. Doesn't have the scenes he needs to work with to make himself the leader. But maybe it's based on his talent. I don't know.
I think just like in general, the story becomes more interested in Mako and Pentecost because their stories are more interesting. Raleigh, like he goes through something really traumatic, but he's really just kind of our entrance into the world. He builds the world for us. He's our narrator. But then like that happens and then he kind of just like fucks off and goes to build the wall and then he comes back. It's pretty easy to convince him to come back.
Yeah, he doesn't have much else going on.
And then it's like, okay, then his goal is to just, I want to do the mission. He doesn't have anything other than that. I mean, he also says in the movie, I haven't really thought about the future until now, you know? It's like, okay, the movie hasn't thought about your future either, apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it could be potentially acting, but I agree with you, Cullen. Like I think the writers probably like Guillermo del Toro and the other writer probably just latched on to these other 2 characters because their stories were just more interesting emotionally.
Yeah.
So.
And I was talking actually earlier today on the podcast about how when you're watching shows long enough, or if you're watching a movie several times, you can see when a particular story, like a particular character story ends. And it really feels like that's really right when that second kaiju, like when the 2 kaiju appeared at the conclusion of that fight, that was when Rayleigh's story really ended. It didn't really feel like there was any more development from his character at all, even if there was very little development up to that point in general. But for the main character, like I really believe that you need to have the ending of the movie really end with that character's development. I felt like Idris Elba's character's development came to that point. And I think that that's really the big issue is like all of the story was following Idris Elba rather than Charlie Hunnam. And that's why we all latched on to him. And also like I'm a sucker for a speech. I'm a sucker for an end of the world speech over there.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. That he got the big speech.
And I also think, like, thinking to Raleigh's, like, resurrection at the end, we're not necessarily sad for Raleigh. We're sad for Mako because she just lost her dad. And it's like, she's going to lose her, at the very least, her best friend because, like, they have that mind meld, Prince, there's romance to it, but, like, yeah, like, she's going to lose her best friend. And then him being alive is like, we're so happy for Mako. It's like, I guess I'm happy for him too. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah, I think they got a little distracted as to who the lead was, and his story did kind of end. And yeah, they just needed to. I had something better I was going to say, but it just flew out of my head. But yeah, they just needed to, like, if he's the lead, he should be giving the speech or actively involved in that speech, not just kind of there. But yeah, I still liked it. I was still invested. I still liked him, Yeah.
So I know that this is something I should have brought up back in the last section, but I really love this fun fact. When Del Toro was describing, like when he was watching the animators animate the kaiju stepping out of the water, he was like, this is not right. I want it to resemble what it would look like for me to step out of a bathtub. And so, like, he specifically, when the big kaiju was like, and it zoomed in on his foot, he apparently was at the design, like at the artist desk for hours because he was like, that's not right. He's heavy. He's obese. That would not be how they're stepping out of the water. Like, there needs to be a level of slowness and like awkwardness. And for whatever reason, that was more important than a lot of other things going on in the show. But I also think that that's just what makes him so unique, is that he does truly care about his monsters more than he cares about his human actors in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, he's so detail oriented when it comes to the monsters, the aesthetic, and I mean, like, in terms of like the actual like design of the whole film.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that he does well, is like he works with fantastic designers, and that design is succinct, like it is consistent in all levels. So it's definitely much appreciated for sure. But it's also interesting. He's like, no, look at my foot. Use my foot as a model. This is how I step out of a bathtub.
I mean, I feel like we could spend a whole podcast just talking about Del Toro in general, but I mean, he's your dad, Colin. So I mean,
my dad. Yeah.
But out of all the directors that I've seen interviews with, he genuinely seems like, if I were to meet one of these directors in person, that he'd actually be a good person and not a complete asshole to be talking to.
He's very nice. He is very nice.
Because I mean, I look at people like, I'm sure Christopher Nolan, I know Christopher Nolan is a very talented man, but I also am like, I'm sure he would just be so unpleasant to be around for long periods of time. And or I mean, Tarantino, like, I'm sure Tarantino's an awful person. Like,
yeah, but I mean, a lot of them, I've run into a lot of directors who are very nice. Sometimes, like, ego and role don't always match. Like, sometimes people have like a big presence and like they've done so many cool things, they have no ego, and then other times people are like kind of nobody and have the hugest ego in the world. So it depends. But yeah, I'm sure. I work in animation, so I'm like, it's the egos are on just a different scale.
Yes,
but yes, people. I've even like I met Ron Howard once, and he was just a very like humble, down to earth person.
Yeah, obviously this is just a broad classifications, and it's completely unfair, but I'm also have a tendency. It's my podcast. I could be an asshole to whoever I want.
It's my podcast. I can be an asshole if I want to. Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I don't know if there's anything that's going to convince me otherwise that Tarantino's not.
I mean, I've famously never seen a Tarantino film.
Really?
Yes, that was a meme back in the Glee Boo era. One of my favorite, when we used to have a Glee podcast, one of my favorite memes I made, it was Ursula at the wedding in Little Mermaid, and she's like, "You're too late." And I was like, me at my funeral when I haven't seen a single Tarantino film. Yeah.
I was trying to think through our grad school program. Like, did we watch a Tarantino film? I don't think we were ever forced to watch one.
Maybe a clip. I think I've definitely seen clips.
We watched clips of Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, like, for my betterment, maybe I should, but at this point, it's kind of funny. So
yeah, no, that's how I feel about me not dabbling in any Star Wars. It's like, at this point, it's just hilarious.
Yeah,
I will say Django Unchained is one of my favorite. Like,
I've seen a lot of that one. I have seen a lot of that one. Yeah, I haven't seen the full thing, but
it is fantastic. I also really love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That was a really good one. I'm not as big into Pulp Fiction as everybody else is.
I don't like Pulp Fiction.
I can't remember if Tarantino did Kill Bill or not.
Yes.
I think that's him. Yes.
Yes.
I wasn't as big into Kill Bill. I know people love Kill Bill, but to me, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Django Unchained are just masterpieces in my mind. And I'm pissing off Nana over here with my anti-Kill Bill.
Kill Bill.
But really quick, guys, is there anything else we want to discuss about this movie before we dive into our Dragon grade?
I mean, I think I just keep repeating myself. This movie's fucking awesome.
It was fun. I had a great time.
I
And
had
it
an
wasn't
amazing
too
time
long.
watching Cullen.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I feel so honored to be part of this experience, Colin, to be able to see, have you watch this with us and be able to see your reaction. But if it's all right with you guys, I'd love for us to jump into what some would say the whole purpose of the show over here, our Dragon grade.
Yeah.
Dragon grade. Let's grade that dragon.
All right.
Grade that dragon.
Yeah.
Great.
Move that.
Each week, when we watch a film, we cover and grade a dragon that we see in this film. These categories where we grade the dragon are 5 categories that list design, special effects, characters, film, and X factor. We scale them on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being abysmal, 10 being incredible, and 5 being okay. Now, to narrow down, because there were so many different kaiju in this movie, we decided that we were just going to cover one of them, that being 1, the only one that actually flies, and 2, the one that has the most screen time and has probably some of the most awesome sequences, and that is Otachi. Otachi is the flying one, the one that it's able to spit acid, and generally just, I mean, a lot of fun to be able to watch. But maybe I'm showing my cards a little bit too early. But Hannah,
and this one was pregnant.
Yes, this was the pregnant one.
This was the pregnant one. This was the one that took down the Chernal Alpha, right? Took down all the other 2, right?
No, so Otachi took down a Crimson Typhoon. Leather Blanca was the one who took down
Got it.
Chernal Alpha.
Yeah. How could you mix that up?
You know what? And I've seen this movie before. I'm so sorry. It's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Cringe.
Apologies. Yeah.
Kids these days just mixing up their kaijus. Now, Hannah, based off of you making that such a blunder over here, we're going to have you kick us off, and I would love to hear on a scale of 0 to 10, where are you going to rank Otachi in design for this film?
I mean, I'm going to give it a 9.
A 9.
I'm trying to think. I think what is a barbed tail, a bigger horn. Like there's a little bit more we could do to make it the 10, but it is pretty superb for design.
Yeah.
I mean, when the wings come out, Cullen, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's such a spectacular, it's a reveal. It's a RuPaul Drag Race reveal.
Yeah.
Like
She's a queen. Yeah. She's a queen. She's a single mother.
Literally.
I would say, I think I'm going to say 8.
Okay.
I think it's a great design. I love the glowy insides, like the glowy tongue, the glowy. I think that's great. I think it's just the grayshness of the color scheme is docking some points. Maybe it's the lighting and how it was viewed, but I think like I start to it becomes a blend of horns and tails and stuff, and I don't get a clear picture of what it looks like until we really get that Ka-Cha wing moment. So I think I'm going to say 8, but still beautifully designed.
Yes. Now, for me, I have a little catchphrase that I throw around that I love to use when it comes to designs, and that's I love my big, thick dragons. I love the dragons that are bigger. I love the bulkier dragons. And so whenever we do see these more lean dragons, I'm like, great, I appreciate it. Put some meat on those bones over there. Let's make these thick dragons over here. And I love that the tail had the hand, was actually crushing the Jaeger pilots. I love the fact that it was spitting acid, and the neon colors that was specifically coming from Otachi was honestly amazing. That being said, I just wish that it was like Leather Blanca, where it was just bulky. But on that note, I still think that it was great, and I gave it an 8 in design there.
Nice. I will just quickly say, because it's a flying one, I think it has to be a little bit thinner so I can get up.
What about that tiny little one with wings and How to Train Your Dragon?
Exactly, the bumblebee dragon.
Yeah, or the
he's
caterpillar.
struggling. He has asthma. He wheezes.
What about the caterpillar at the
I don't
end
mean to
of
fat
Bug's
shame the
Life?
dragon.
I'm a beautiful butterfly.
Okay, wheezing. Come on. Like,
it's just because he's part pug. That's all.
Yeah.
You know what? True.
Well, to switch things up a little bit, Colin, what would you grade the special effects for Otachi on a scale of 0 to 10?
I mean, 10. Like, what could be better? Like, nothing. No notes. Like, the glowy, the tongue, the CG, I believed it. I didn't notice the CG. It was a kaiju to me. And I think that's when things are good. You know, like, if I'm really thinking about the CG, if it's like taking me out, that's when we got an issue. But so 10 out of 10, no notes.
Perfect. Hannah?
I agree. I think we talked about like that attention to detail that Mr. Del Toro had
Nice.
with
Papa Del Toro. Yeah.
had with the animators and the CG artists. And so it's like you can tell the love and the hard work and the creative energy that they put into all these creatures. So yeah, absolutely a 10 out of 10. Like the attention to detail is very much appreciated.
You know, I feel like this is a historic moment. I think this is the, maybe I could be wrong. I'll need to go back, but I think this is the first time that when we've had 3 people on the podcast that they've all voted 10 out of 10. So this is a three-peat over here with 10s. There's something
We did it, Joe.
I'd like to thank my mom.
Yeah.
First of all, I'd like to thank Jesus.
And I thank God because I can feel God on this Chili's tonight. Yeah.
Something that Austin and I discussed when we were discussing special effects in House of the Dragon is the dragons in the show look significantly better when 1, it's at night, and 2, when it's raining. When it's raining and when it's at night, it's so much easier to hide either the struggles or the fallbacks that they have with the computer animation. And I really think that having all of the fight scenes night was a great decision between the knife head, between like really all of the kaiju in this movie, and also just giving them that wet look. It really makes a difference in the animation and really sells it that much more. I even think back to the one scene with a kaiju during the day, and that was when it was like being shot through a news feed in Australia. And I think that one's one of my least favorite looking kaiju in the movie. And I think that it really does come down to the fact that it was shot during the day and it's just revealing a lot more.
Yeah.
But when it is at night and when it does have just that wet look, you can hide a lot of the drawbacks there. And I think it's just so brilliantly done, especially with a movie centered around the Pacific Ocean, and that's where they're coming from.
Yeah.
So again, just with Del Toro's attention to detail, as well as just utilizing exactly what he's got, 10 out of 10, no notes, all of that.
And I think the rain really and the wetness makes it relatable because I'm wet after watching Beckett. So
I feel like you would like Sons of Anarchy. I just think because I think there's like a lot of like sexy stuff in that, and like there's a
lots
lot
of leather. It's like I'm at Boner Slum. Yeah. At Boner Slum at the
Shatterdome.
The Shatterdome. Yeah.
He's literally dealing guns while wearing motorcycle leathers and riding a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And there's a whole scene where they're hunting down white supremacists. So like,
wow. I hope he makes a cameo in the Euphoria finale.
What a crossover! That means
there's white
they're the same
supremacists running
universe.
around in that.
Well, yeah. Well,
both
they're
on
running
and
around
offset,
here
yeah.
too. So.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, Hannah, going back, and I understand that this might be a little bit more difficult, and when it comes to these gradings, really grade however you'd like, but what would you grade the character of Otachi or the kaiju in general in this film?
They're in some ways very similar and kind of blend together, and that's the hive mind of it all, which I think works to its benefit to support that idea in the film. But they do have some special moves, right? Like twisting the tail around. Like they all kind of do eventually get their own shtick. The wings definitely was just like a big reveal. And I think that's part of what gives it the personality. And is this the kaiju that licked Charlie Day?
It is that kaiju.
I could give it a 10 just for that alone. But yeah, I think I'll give it an 8 for character overall, and also for this one too.
Awesome. Colin?
I think for me, I did have trouble telling them apart. I think they were all similar colors, similar lighting. At one point, I'm like, wait, are they all the same? That'd be okay. This one has wings. This one's got all the tentacles at the end. But like, they did blend for me. They were all very similar, and they're very much a force of nature. And we would love to all lick Charlie Day. They don't that's why we needed the Australian guy to be mean, because we needed like a human antagonist, because they're a force. Like they're not like a personality. This is maybe the movie Begonia, but I need to focus. They're just like this force that they have to deal with. So character-wise, because it's not like when I think of like a dragon, like a Saphira or a Maleficent or what's another dragon?
Toothless.
Yeah.
And he lists them.
There's like a lot of personality. They are a character. I think the kaiju are a force. So I'm going to give it like a 4 on the character.
Alrighty.
Because it's not like I'm like, boo, what? The kaiju's character. It's they're doing what they're meant to do. But if I had to rank them on a character, I'm sorry. Sorry to this kaiju. Yeah.
A lot of good points.
No, I get where you're coming from. And I apologize for bringing this up one more time, but in Evangelion, the aliens they are able to manifest one of they're called angels in that show. The angels are their kaiju, and they manifest one of these angels to be a humanoid form and actually portray themselves as a human to communicate with the humans. And because the humans are just kicking their ass and defeating them at that point, so they're like, okay, what if we actually try some negotiation with them? Like, just be like, hey, just let us conquer you guys, you'll like it, just
Yeah.
a little bit there. And that, when that happens, it's such an amazing experience to see, like, one, the mentality of what they're trying to do and what they're going through. I would have loved if we would have been able to have even if when Charlie Day is like mind melding with the aliens, if he could have communicated with the hive mind for a little bit, I think that that would have added so much character to these villains that they're fighting in general. But instead, it was such a like,
yeah, Amy Adams doesn't come in and help him communicate with the aliens.
No, not at all.
No.
And but at the same time, I do think that they do a great job at being that force, and they're still interacting with the world. And I really like, I mean, I know that both of you sort of diss the fact that they're just so similar, and I'm not going to take that away from you guys by any means, but at the same time, I think that where they're literally clones, I think it does a great job at like showing the uniqueness of each individual one while still personalizing them and making them conformed into one portion. So that being said, I feel awkward that this is almost split down the middle, but I gave it a 6. I think it's good basically because I am taking them all in at once. But if they would have had even just 3 minutes of communication, it would have been significantly higher for me on that front.
I think there could have been an opportunity, and now this is what makes me actually just want a series of this so we can get more of this world building, but like trading cards, like Pokemon trading cards of the kaiju types, like
yes,
that would give the world an understanding of the personalities, and then you would supplant that onto the actual kaiju when you see them, right? So that would kind of be an interesting, because they had shoes, they had toys, you know, it's like the cards, the trading cards could have been really cool.
So funny you mentioned that. I was going to bring it up, but there wasn't really a natural spot to bring this up during the podcast.
Here's your segue.
But this is the perfect segue for it. But the design team actually came up with 100 kaiju and 100 Jaegers and presented it to Del Toro and Beckham. And they're like, hey, we can only have 5 of these in the movie or 6 of these in the movie. You'll have to pick which ones. But they still came up with 100 of each to pick from. And there's comic books, and the reason why the book is actually so good is because there is so much lore that they built up beforehand.
Yeah.
It's literally just sitting on my shelf. I'll have to send you it over. And it's corny at times, but of course it's just a novelization of a movie. So it's
so is this movie, but I accept it. You know, I love a little bit of corniness. It's great.
Yeah. Now, Colin, I think this actually is this is a great time to just see what is your thoughts on the movie on a scale of 0 to 10. Where are we giving Pacific Rim?
On the movie as a whole?
Mine
seems like 8 or 9. Like, this movie is what it wants to be. And I think it's Marina and the Diamonds. I know exactly who I am and who I want to be. It's that sound. Yeah. It's like this movie knows who it is, who it wants to be. It is it. Like, yes, I have some, the protagonist we got a little lost, but not even enough to fully detract from the movie experience. So, you know, and making a movie in and of itself is so hard. So if you're making a movie and I'm invested, and you're hitting all of what I need and more, then, you know, good on you. Yeah.
I love it. Hannah?
Yeah.
Pacific Rim, more like Pacific Win. Yeah.
Wow. Nailed it. Yeah. Most of my notes, I think, are more of like refinements, things that I'm like, we could have done a little more tweaking, but I hold such a special place in my heart for this film, this piece of cinema. But I am going to give it a 9 because I think there are some things that we've already talked about that could be adjusted, but I mean, this movie is so fantastic. What a fun watch. If you have not seen this, get a group of friends together and watch this movie. It is the best way to view this movie.
Yes. I mean, I couldn't have put it better myself. This is just such a nostalgia drop. I loved this movie. I literally was willing to sacrifice how many brain cells that I lost watching this movie right after a
My
series.
last single brain cell.
Yeah. Dedication. That's a real fan.
And maybe because you could make the argument that I imprinted on this movie because of the amount of brain damage I had at the time. But at the same time, I loved it. It is such a formative part of just, I don't want to say my childhood, but just my senior year of high school in general. Like I said, we had ties to each one of the Jaegers, and we did our football celebrations tied to that.
I love that.
My senior year of high school, we all gifted each other just the action figures of the Jaeger.
Keeps getting better. Keeps getting better.
Boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys. And so, the only thing that I could criticize this on is the acting, but at the same time, there's so much special effects going on, and I feel like the special effects are so ahead of their times in this film in particular that you can just easily forget the bad acting in it. I mean, I want to give it the 10.
Bad acting. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I think that the acting, it fits into the campiness of the movie. I actually think it blends pretty well. There are some moments where I'm like, ugh. But then again, I do look at Ron Perlman and I'm like, he's not acting. He is this character.
Yeah.
So it's like there could be more people who come up to that level, but yeah.
There are very few movies where the acting has taken me out. One of them being Gal Gadot's Evil Queen. Speak to your people, Snow White, with your pies and your wise words. Never forget. But that's like one of the few times. Usually I'm like, sure, yeah, you're on this raft fighting a creature. Yeah,
Well,
why not?
Here's the thing, like, I, to this day, even though I know the story did not resemble the book that well, I am convinced that if the acting was even just 20% better in the Aragon movie, the Aragon movie would have been at least okay. It would have not been like a complete garbage dumpster fire. But the fact that the main character, that this was literally his first, like, we're getting into Aragon now. I'm chasing the rabbit.
This is the Aragon segment of the podcast.
You're talking about the lead of Irish Wish, the romantic lead of Lindsay Lohan's Irish Wish, that guy who played Aragon.
That was his first movie. Like, I'm pretty sure that was his very first movie. And yes, like, I'll give him the grace. He was 17 while they were filming it. I don't give a shit. This is a good story. Like, the only two good actors in the movie was Jeremy Irons, and I'm blanking on the guy's name, but the guy who played Durza. Like, those were the only two.
The Rumpelstiltskin from Once Upon a Time.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Robert Carlyle?
Yes. Robert Carlyle.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce that.
Yeah. I mean, I thought Rachel Weisz was good as Saphira. You know, we have an episode on that movie. I love Avril Lavigne's Keep Holding On. I love when she was on Good Morning America and they're like, do you believe in dragons? And she was like, I believe in dragons. Yeah. What a cultural legacy, that film.
Well, I'll say this. Everybody should go check out your guys' video. But if you guys want to see the most angry I've ever gotten on the podcast,
I gotta watch it.
Yeah. If you're a dragon fan, that's got to have been a blow. I took it very personally when I saw the movie as a kid. I was like, wow, this is so bad. And I loved that book.
Yeah.
When at that time, I was very disappointed. The other people in the theater, I remember a guy with the copy of the book who was like, the book was better. And then I remember, and that was you, I think. No.
And then
there were these two girls who were like, well, at least he was cute. And that was who else was there with me and my mom and my brother and sibling.
The comment, Rachel Weisz sounded like she was high while she was voicing Saphira.
Maybe she was.
You have just captured exactly what I could not articulate in our episode. That's exactly, I agree, 100%. She talks so slow and...
Yeah.
Well, and again, this is quickly becoming an Aragon podcast. I'm trying not to make it, but
keep holding on. Just stay strong.
In the audiobook version of Aragon, they do an amazing job of just depicting to Saphira's voice as still being like a draconic being, but still having some femininity in it. But while Glader, who is a dragon that we later see in the books, he clearly is a masculine voice, and it's just, but also clearly draconic as well. Okay. And I wish that they could have just done that. Like, I mean, Saphira is not supposed to sound like just your average Joe Schmo over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you compare, like, you know, the performance in Ruby Gillman creating a Kraken. No, if you compare with like Mia Farrow in The Last Unicorn, like that voice sounds like a unicorn.
Yes.
And it's like ethereal.
Yeah. There's this like, it's like there's a weirdness to it. And I think she does, if you're right, she doesn't sound like a dragon, you know. I did listen to that audiobook when we did our episode.
And it sounds good. Real quick, I don't know if I actually gave the number I gave the film, but I give it a 9 as well. So
nice.
3 9s across the board. Now, if it's all right with you guys, I'd love to lead the charge here on the X Factor on just over here, because I also do feel like X Factor is our most obscure rating. For the audience, X Factor is just what makes these dragons / monsters unique and stand out from other creatures that we see in media. I actually think there's a lot that makes these kaiju, specifically Otachi, stand out in general. First of all, you don't see a lot of monsters other than Godzilla coming from the ocean, specifically since this is a monster that's also an alien. I think that is a very unique aspect. I do love the idea that they are bioengineered rather than just being coming from a prehistoric time and age, even though they technically do come up from that prehistoric time and age. I do also love that each one has their own specialization. Like the Letablaca was more of the big bulky one that was like King Kong, while this one, Otachi, was more of the Godzilla with the different attack weapons, the wings, as well as the tail. So I genuinely think that there's a lot that does set this one apart. At the same time, it is very classic kaiju in a lot of ways. So I'm giving it an 8. I think it's great when it's being unique in itself. But I also still see how he's inspired by other people's work, which again, you're always going to see that. There always is going to be that opportunity. But I think Del Toro did do a great job of putting his own personal spin.
See, this is the tough thing about this being a good movie is I really want to do a joke of I wish I could give you a 0, but because I can't, I'm giving you a 1. But unfortunately, I can't do that. I would give the X Factor a 7. My favorite parts, I was shocked when the wing happened. I didn't see it coming. The glowy insides, the tongue, licking Charlie Day. 4, pregnant. She did all this while pregnant. 5, they go inside. A working mother. They go inside the creature, and it reminds me of this haunted house I was in once, where the final level you're supposed to be like inside some demon or god, and it was all like the innards, and people had chainsaws. I don't know how those things went together, but it did remind me of that, and so it gets a point for that. That was my first haunted house. Yeah, so a 7.
7.
I listed 5 things, so it gets 7 points.
This one's tough because I don't have a lot of knowledge or opinions on like other dragons.
But you think of the X Factor, that is what brought One Direction together.
You know what? I didn't think about it like that. You're so right.
You should, yeah.
But I think like the use of these kaiju in this story is really unique because this might be kind of a deep cut, but did either of you ever see the show Falling Skies?
Yes.
Okay, so Falling Skies, and I'm going to spoil it. The aliens that you see, they're called skitters, right? They are a force sent out by an alien race that looks completely different than the skitters do. And that seems to be a similar thing that's happening here with the alien race sending out these enormous monsters as their, big weapons. So I think that is kind of the thing that I'm latching on to, is that they are not autonomous creatures. They are just bioengineered weapons. And I think that really stands out from stuff that I am familiar with. So I will give that an 8.
Okay. I do want to actually point out, because that is actually a really great distinction that you're making right there, that this is classified as a military science fiction movie first. It's listed as a military science fiction movie before it's listed as a mecha or monster film. So
interesting.
I really like, and you can really lean into the mechs, you can really lean into the bioengineering, but I think all that encompassing together really does make it so it stands out, and it is specifically a military science fiction film. And I low-key love that, and love that that is actually a genre of films over there.
Do you remember the Buzz Lightyear of Star Command
animated
movie?
Film? Yes.
Yes. And there was the Unimind, and all the green aliens worshipped it, and it made the world good. But then when Zurg made it evil, he could blast a planet and make it evil.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a similar episode of Cyber Chase. But yeah, that's what whenever they're like hive mind, I go to the Unimind and that universe. Never forget, I haven't even seen the new Lightyear because we already had a Buzz Lightyear backstory, and it has its own ride at Disneyland and World and Paris. And why are we doing another movie?
You just pulled me down so many different rabbit holes, because I can distinctly remember when the motherboard got corrupted in Cyber Chase.
The Mean Green episode, yeah. Yep, I was a Cyber Chasey. I was a
point where
PBS
I
kid.
check out of the podcast.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, we're going to be here for hours.
You
Yeah.
said so many confusing words that I don't recognize.
No, none of those words were in the Bible.
None of
those
those
words were in
thick or
Twilight.
awesome.
Yeah.
Twilight and the Bible, both things very important to Mormon culture.
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Coming all together, we do have a final score for Otachi and this movie in general. We come down and it comes out to be an 8.2, which is great. And I personally could not have predicted this better, because this film is a great film. But Colin, Hannah, thank you so much for coming on. We just had extravaganza going for almost 5 hours. I mean, you guys are troopers over here. Thank you so much for doing it.
This is fun.
This is a great time. I'm having so much fun.
I had such a great time as well. Before we go, do you want to tell everybody where they can find you guys and what you guys have coming up over here?
Well, Colin, you pitch the podcast and I'll do social medias like normal.
Oh, yeah. Like normal. We're not My Fantasy Podcast. We're a podcast about fantasy films and the lore that inspired them. So we explore different fantasy movies, the source material, whether that's Aragon, like the book Aragon, whether we did Bryce was on for Clash of the Titans, the 1981 original. We talked about the story of Perseus and Andromeda. This summer, we're doing Swords and Sandals summer. So we're exploring a bunch of movies about mythology, ancient times. We did Prince of Egypt. We did Troy. Obviously, this is in prep for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. So we're really exploring those big ancient epics. I think we have Jason and the Argonauts coming up.
We also have He-Man coming up, which
He-Man
is what we're recording
in
next.
theaters. Yes, with my boy Nicholas. So lots of fun. But yeah, we've done fairy tale movies. We've done like high fantasy. We've done time travel. We cover a lot. But so if you like dragons and fantasy and rabbit holes, check us out.
Oh, yeah.
And where can they check us out, Hannah?
Well, you can listen to us wherever you listen to this podcast. You can also find us on YouTube as well. And yeah, we're also on Instagram at NotMyFantasyPod.
Yes. And if you want, you can follow me on Instagram at CullenEverAfter. Just make sure I can tell that you're not a porn bot.
I mean, they're all following me, so I'll just let you know if they are or not.
Yeah, we'll just look at your shared. Yeah, our shared. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, again, thank you so much for the both of you coming on. Please go give them a like, go give them a subscription. In the meantime, like, share, subscribe to this channel, share it with your mom, share it with your dad, share it with your sexually tensioned Aussie friend who's redhead and possibly in a weird homoerotic relationship, but you can't really tell, but go ahead and share it with them.
Do it.
Until then, peace.
Peace. Bye.
That's all for this week's Dragon Lore. Takes cold and hot, spread shore to shore. Enjoyed yourself? Please join the squad. Follow on social media at BigLizPod. And one quick reminder before you go, to rate, review, and share the show. Thank you for listening. It means a lot. See you next week, same time, same spot.